Question. How do we call him?
He gave us a signal.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. From the best-selling novel, Jaws. Rated PG. Maybe too intense for younger children.
What is up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It is your boy Trey of the Bat Channel. We coming in hot to celebrate the anniversary of a cinematic masterpiece. You know it as Jaws. Yes, the Peter Benchley novel that Steven Spielberg took upon himself to turn into a little cinematic adventure that to this day would go on to haunt audiences. And my goodness, it's amazing how a film after 50 years can still hold the weight and it still delivers. Like, yes, it's withheld by some of the technological advances that have come after, but it still has aged like a fine wine because of just how great the story, the performances, the cinematography. It is what films today still strive to do. Anytime you get a new shark movie, what is the thing they always say? The best film since Jaws. You got so many different directors pulling from Jaws as references, like Takashi Yamazaki, who did Godzilla -1. That was very, very Jaws-like. So you see all the influences that this film has had over 50 years, and it makes absolute sense of why it is. So tonight we are going to be celebrating with Jaws, the 50th anniversary, watching the movie. Obviously, guys, I can't show the movie on our channel. Universal Studios would take me down faster than I can say, you're going to need a bigger boat. So you have to have either it on DVD, digital. It's on Peacock right now. I heard it's even playing on NBC right now. It's on Tubi. I believe it's even on YouTube. There's many different ways. Free if you want to buy it, which if you haven't bought this movie, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. There's a cool story I'd like to tell you guys real quickly before I begin. I see some of you are like, dude, what's with the background? Sarah and I are moving, in the process of moving, I should say, but we're staying with our in-laws while we're transitioning from moving from our apartment eventually to another place, just as our lease didn't quite transition easily. So I am in my father-in-law's basement. So there's a whole bunch of Marvel comics around me, which is a bit different than what you've probably seen from me. No, I have not changed sides. Not that I have anything against Marvel, just from my fellow father-in-law. He has some cool memorabilia. Maybe one time I'll take you guys around and show you a little bit what he has, but some pretty cool stuff. His collection it's amazing. As a comic book nerd and yes, DC nerd, I'm even still impressed with everything he's got going on down here. But the cool story is when my wife and I first started dating, like 11 years ago, probably almost 12. One of the first things, she lived in another country. She was in Thailand. I knew her from high school, but she had never seen Jaws. We just started dating. And it was like, hold on, you've never seen Jaws? So we did literally what we're doing right now. We did a little watch party with her and I. I had my phone up next to me, and we just watched it together. Since then, it's been this adorable little thing that we just love Jaws. And of course, she recognized greatness. But before we begin, let me go through all the little pleasantries. Like, follow us on our social media pages like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at @the_bat channel, or if you're over on Facebook at Holy Bat Channel, you know, if you're still over there, help our channel grow and get to our goal of 10,000 subscribers by smashing that like, sharing this video, subscribe, share, and let all the people know on social media that you're doing a Jaws watch party with us. We want to see you guys. So help us get to 10K. One of the big reasons why we want to get to 10K is Super Bro, Corey, and I, we love doing charity streams, but YouTube was taking a percentage out of the super chats that you guys were doing, which was how we were raising the money. We were waiting for YouTube to send us a check and then send it to the things like American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Feeding America, American Red Cross, Disaster Relief Fund. It was getting tough because you guys were being so generous for Corey and I to cover the cost that YouTube was taking out with our own money to put it back in, and then also do our own donation. We don't have to worry about that once we hit 10,000 subscribers. Once we hit 10,000 subs, it just goes straight to that charity. We don't have to mess with YouTube taking 30% of your guys' stuff. So help us get to 10,000 subs so we can do more charity streams. This is like one of the biggest things that we love doing on our channel. We want to do more of them. So, and we also have some really great content on the Bat channel. If you haven't seen them, you might want to hit that notification bell so you never miss one of these episodes. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring out the best co-host I could ever ask for. And no, it's not Super Bro Corey because he's been slacking. It's my boy, Kojay.
Hey,
going,
hi, I'm small.
there we go.
I'm bigger. All right, yo, I'm the second best co-host. Super Bro Corey's got
works,
that.
you know. Yeah. I mean, Corey's just gonna have to figure it out one day, you know. If he's not cool to hang out with the club, he's dead to us.
Whoa, this BVS vibe is coming back.
It is. It's a Batman v Superman situation going on. Before we get to talking about Jaws real quick, guys, obviously I'm giving you time to pull up the movie. I'll let you know when we start. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Like DC Talks, what's up, man? It's great to see you, bro.
DC.
Hope you've been well. Trevor H.
Trevor!
Crazy Roland. Dark Jurassic, easily one of the greatest films of all time. Absolutely. Without question. Darth Star Killer Unleashed. What's up, man? The Batman Who Laughs. Atomic Kaiju. Akio Lee. What's up, bud? It's great to see you. Red Robin. Yum. Dean Classified. Bat Fanatic. He says, Battalion's going sharking. I like that. That's dope. That works. Pred Alien, how you doing? He's making some popcorn. I don't have any popcorn with me tonight. I'm a little depressed because I would totally be doing that. I seen the Jaws popcorn bucket. Have you seen it, Kojay? It's pretty amazing. It's literally a shark's head that they open the mouth up, and that's where all the popcorn is. It's pretty cool for the 50th celebration.
I don't know if I'm gonna get popcorn when I see that. I was like, oh. Then you just be looking and going dun 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 dun
dun dun. Right? You just like eat people with it. I feel like it's just one of those things that's just fun. Oracle's Clock Tower, what's up? Red Hooded Outlaw, Beyond the Night, the Butler, Carrie Kelly, Joker's Wild, 9 Lives in Hell here, Clever Gal, Donkey Kong, Good Soldiers Follow Order, and my boy Ryan Schwaze. How's it going, my man? And look at you, Oracle. You're already coming in with that $10 super chat saying happy 50 Jaws. Yeah, it's a wonderful time, right? Like you gotta love it. Oracle, thank you so much for always supporting the Bat Channel. You know, I'd like to play something. I don't have the special theme for you yet. Obviously, it's been crazy moving around, but I am working on it for you, and I think you'll like it. But
at this point, you might have to get up and dance for her.
I might, yeah, right. I might have to do a little dance, but I think you'll enjoy this one because it's pretty funny. So, Oracle, this is for you.
Dark-haired guy run by, Chief. Dark-haired guy go in the water. Shark in the water.
That is from a movie called Master of Disguise. If you have not seen it, that scene alone is worth it. 22 kids go in the water. 21 kids come out of the water. The ice cream man, he takes the rest. It's a crazy movie.
It's hard to understand him.
It is. It is sometimes.
He's being all mean and wrong.
Oh, guys, it's so great to see you. What's up, Juicer Boxer? What's up, Yeah, oh, I dig the Batman and Spider-Man. That's dope.
That is cool.
Wolf Creed coming hot. What's up, man? It's great to hear from you. I love the logo as well. Saying not to mention the Meg, the dog in that movie, was named Pippin, like the dog from Jaws. Yes, exactly. See, that is where so many films have pulled some type of reference, even if it isn't Jaws related or shark related, you know. But everyone looks at when you try to accomplish a horror movie or a man versus beast, man versus nature kind of thing. I think one of the first films everyone thinks about is Jaws. Would you agree with that, Kojay? As you being a filmmaker yourself.
Oh, yes, true.
Yeah.
I always consider these like mini kaiju, you know? It's not huge, but it's a great big monstrosity of a threat that because also you're in water.
Yeah,
you know, this is very aquatic because you know we're land animals, you know, we're meant to run, you know. None of us are Aquaman, you know. So if we were like in the water, you know, we move slower. We can't really
we're easy
fight back as well. If we do, it's like slow motion, everything's moving faster than us. It's like what? So
Kojay, let me ask you this. While we're giving people time to pull up their movie for the 50th anniversary watch party, do you remember the first time you ever watched Jaws?
I'm trying to remember because I saw them out of order.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because you gotta understand, I was a kid growing up in the 80s. So when movies come out, oh yeah, Orchid Beans. Like right. So when you're a kid and movies are coming out, obviously the things you're not ready to see because you're still on the stuff, and then sometimes there's stuff you weren't supposed to see first. So a lot of things are out of order. I didn't start seeing stories and movies in order until I was like maybe 12 when I finally saw Star Wars for the first time. So I saw the third Jaws is the one at the amusement park.
Yes, yeah. That
was the first Jaws I saw.
Is it Dennis Quaid? I think
it was Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
because they're all happy at the end of the dolphins. Yeah.
That one is so like insane. What do you think? I mean, Jaws.
I have always seen the insane ones first,
but yeah.
Like I saw the Superman 4 in theaters. That was my first Superman movie. I saw the third one. So then for me, when I saw the first ones, I was like, whoa, these movies are getting better.
Right. Yeah, if you're going the other way, it's like, oh man, what great sequels.
I think I saw Jaws 3.
Okay.
Jaws 4, or the one where they had the boat run into him in his throat.
Oh, yeah. Jaws the Revenge with Michael Caine.
Yeah. That was like the next one. And then I saw the proper Jaws.
Okay. That's so funny.
Wait, there's one where they electrocute Jaws' face.
That's also Jaws. Wait, no,
it's a bunch of
when he bites on the cable, or are you talking about when they use the weird light thing that zaps him?
No, it's a bunch of
weird,
people.
like King Kong.
Not our guy. It's a bunch of like teenagers or something. Or maybe it was the Jaws knockoff.
Teenager, you're probably talking about Jaws 2, yeah, with the cable biting and the electricity.
So I saw Jaws 2 before Jaws 1.
I mean,
so I saw 3,
Jaws
4,
2 is a acceptable sequel. You know, it's not better by any means, but the original, I mean, when you touch like perfection, I think so many people, even though it went through, you know, the well-documented horrors of film production with, you know, the shark breaking down that they've turned into a Broadway show now, and just filming on the ocean. It really is a masterclass of a film of things to do, things not to do, but to also be flexible with those movies, because not everything, especially when you're filming on location like the sea, not everything's going to go the way you want it, but sometimes imperfection can make a film feel all the more authentic. So I mean, you probably could even speak on that a little better, Kojay.
Well, I don't know better, but you did to piggyback off of that is exactly what I want to say first. Is like, this is a first movie of this IP. There wasn't even IP idea at the time or sequels. It's just this one movie, and usually, especially when you're starting out, no matter what fame you have, there's always complications of not getting what you wanted, and then you have to be creative with what you got to do around with the resources you have. So sometimes the Jaws we see is pure, but however, the director and writer and storyteller and filmmaker may have seen it greater, or shot what they wanted and told the story that they wanted with their limitations and made it creative enough to get to where they wanted, which I think makes it stand out when you have sequels where, okay, you have those resources, but does that guarantee you hit that vision that you're trying for before? And then you be a little bit less creative, or other people get in who didn't have the original vision and take it in a slightly different direction. It's never the same direction as a original storyteller. And then that's when you see things get different, because it's different creatives, because they're all different levels and stuff. So any first is always going to have an interesting uniqueness about it, because there was no others planned after. Maybe, hopefully, but at that point in time, it's just this one and done. So there's an interesting mysticism around attaining that full, complete vision. But to the audience, it is our definitive full, complete vision, because we never saw it. We never saw his imagination. So that's where if you wow people with the best you got, even though it may not be your full vision, and it's loved to where it becomes, visionary. So
I love that. That is such a
I
great
just made
point.
the shark thing right there. I just noticed.
Trevor H coming in with a $10 super chat saying we're going to need a bigger boat. It is funny you should say that, Trevor H.
Oh.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
And see, just another iconic line that if I recall, Roy Scheider, he did that improv. So
he did.
Yeah,
that's
just
right,
moments that really. And if you saw, I posted a YouTube short yesterday about the Indianapolis scene that Quint does, and it's one of those most powerful scenes that it changes the game. It's already a very good movie. You take that scene out, it's already great, but you add that scene in, and it has this weight to it and this tragicness, especially with what happens, that just makes it solidifies it as one of the greatest films of all time, because it has character studies, it has just brilliant visual effects, not even in terms of CGI, just in terms of the animatronics, the prosthetics, the clothing, just the authenticity of filming on location, and it's just it is what it is, man. It's one of the greatest films of all time for a reason. And I do love seeing everyone kind of comment, like our boy Orkin Bean saying, I love the Jaws ride in Florida. Dude, maybe after the movie we'll show what the Jaws ride was, because that ride used to give me nightmares, because my dad, every time we would go on that ride with him, he would make it a point that I sit on the edge with him, on the far side, so that anytime the shark came,
so it's closer to you.
Yep, he would pick me up and act like he was going to throw me in. Now, that used to scare the crap out of me as a little kid, but not because I thought the shark was real, but because I was thinking, if my dad threw me in the water with this mechanical shark, what happens? I'll probably drown.
No, for real. We have that had that at Universal Studios in the 80s, late 80s. That's the first time I went there. And they put me on this side. I was like, I used to have to fight for the best seat. What is this? And it scared the crap out of me. But then at the time, they had a Conan the Barbarian stunt show, which is the greatest show I've ever seen. We saw that after, then I stopped crying.
I love that. I love what Wolf Creed says here, where he's like, going to the beach tomorrow, and you can bet I'll be watching all Jaws movies in a row. I would remember when I lived in Florida that summertime comes, obviously, and one of the movies that always gets played during the summertime is Jaws, especially during Shark Week, right? And for some reason, my mom just had this habit where she would, and I think she did it because to her it was funny, because it had the same effect that it does me. Where she'd be like, "You guys ready to go to the beach?" After Jaws would play, and I'd be like, "Hell no! Like I don't want to go to the beach now. Like I'm freaked out." And I remember
I'm
her
just gonna
telling
play
me,
in the sand. Look, I made a
right,
costume.
yeah, I'll just hang out here, Mom. Like I'll play in the dirt. I'll play in a tree. Well, anywhere where there's solid ground. But I remember because my parents must have been, I think they were 14 or 15. And my grandpa Jim, who I unfortunately never got to meet, but I've heard the coolest stories about him. He loved going to the beach. But when this movie came out, he made damn sure to take all of the girls, my mom, to the movies to see Jaws. And it had the same effect on her where she was like, I am absolutely terrified of the ocean now. Like, thank you. And I think that's incredible, you know, like when you have a film that really hits an audience like that, to where, yes, there was a bit of a backlash, a bit of negativity that came back from people actually hunting sharks and having a very scared demeanor of them, and just how
Oh yeah, this is filled with shark propaganda update. Woo-ah.
totally. You know, it really caused some issues, you know. But I think that just goes to show how powerful, to me, in a weird way, I kind of consider it like the modern day, even though it's the 70s, right? The modern day War of the Worlds situation, which, do you recall that?
What?
With the War of the Worlds. So War of the Worlds, they did
with the audio.
Yeah, they did the audio podcast radio thing, and people thought it was real. People.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And
I was just wondering, are you talking about the new movie, or the radio show?
The one with Steven Spielberg, nonetheless. You know, he just has a thing for scaring people. But I think that just goes to show that, like, that is how powerful media can be sometimes. And while that was awful, right? But it just goes to show that when you do something and it's just really authentic and it really taps into those primal instincts, those primal fears, that we realize the ocean is not our. It's not our environment. It's not where we succeed all that well, especially when it comes to sharks. And I love that it really tapped into that primordial fear of not being in our element and in someone else's kingdom. And I think
it's like, if you think about it, the ocean for humans and any land creatures really are prison, or not prison cell, but there are the walls around where we live. We can go in there, but, you know, and then the other one is outer space. Those are like the two elements that we're not naturally meant to navigate through, you know, with ease. Yeah. So it's kind of those elements, the deep ocean unknown. It's, if you think about it, it's very humbling, and it should be. Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah. It is a humbling place. You do have to have respect for it, you know, because otherwise sharks are going to put you in a place. You know,
well, not just that, the ocean alone. I've heard,
yeah.
Well, I've been seeing documentaries of people who've lost their lives in deep sea, like just regular diving, different altitudes of the water. Totally. There's an area in Trinidad where these people have to go into the oil rigs, and they have to go underwater, enter this area, unseal it, and then fix pipes. But there was a breakage in the pipe, and because of the vacuum, it sucked them all in the pipe all the way down underwater, and they only had this much level to breathe. 4 men working on it. It's scary, and only one survived. And it's crazy how he did it. It's like,
that's crazy.
There's no air down there. There's also air pressure. There's things that move faster than you. Some things might be hungry. Some things might be angry. There's even a rock that could capture your foot, and you can't get up to water. I mean, air. So yeah, I'm already drowning in this idid.
Right. Well, no, you have a great point, though, and I think that is
like, that's scary enough. And you had a shark who's hungry. You know?
I love what Mike Zilla says here. First off, great to see you, Mike Zilla. It's been a while, man. Hope you've been well. Saying happy 50th anniversary to the first blockbuster film that is still a masterpiece to this day, Jaws. Yeah, man, it really is the first blockbuster. And I actually when I did my little anniversary post that I do on Instagram, where I do a lot of entertainment movie news at the Bat Channel over there, I learned, and this was the coolest thing. So when Jaws first came out, it made $260 million in its original theatrical run. Now, when you say $260 million nowadays, you're like, that's a box office fail right there, unless if you're talking about a Godzilla -1, with a $10 million budget. Nah. In today's world, what that meant, when you adjust for inflation, $1.52 billion. That's what Jaws would have made in today's world. Yeah. When you think about that it puts it on like the 11th all-time highest grossing film in history. It beats out a lot of Marvel movies, a lot of Jurassic World. It beats out a ton. And I think when you think about that, like that just solidifies it even more as one of the greatest films of all time. People kept going back. It was like an addiction of a fear factor where it was just like, ooh, like let me get back in there.
And it's so physical and natural nature in an animal that even for other countries, if they had it dubbed or subtitled, they could still feel it, not knowing the language. Like this is very visual and immersive.
Yeah, no, exactly. And oh my god.
Is that from Man of Steel?
Chief. I have one question for you, Chief.
How the hell did you? First off, the question I have for you, Corey, is how the hell did you get that dope background?
That's not how it works here, son. I said I have one question for you, Chief. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it, Chiefy.
Are you ready to go to the beach?
No.
Oh. Hey.
Hi, Super
Nice
Bat
to
Mom.
see
How you doing? You crazy lady telling us to go to frickin' the beach after watching Jaws.
We're talking about the great white chief.
Maybe 20, maybe 25 footer. No, man.
Kids going
Corey,
to a lot of.
it's great to see you. I'm glad you could finally join us, my man.
Yeah, man. Sorry about it. It's a crazy day at work and just got home. And yeah, I'm excited to watch some Jaws with you guys tonight.
I'm glad we didn't lose you. Shoot.
Well,
Yeah, this background is pretty sweet. I was like,
it's so great. Which that's another thing because after
Oh, no,
Jaws,
that's not Man.
they thought it was going to be such a failure. Universal thought it was going to be such a failed movie because it went over budget. It took so much time that they started selling off all the props. They sold the boat, the orca. They sold some of the different equipment that they used for it because they were just trying to get all the money possible they could get back. And look they made so much money that they were trying to buy stuff back. And one of the cool things is right now they're doing obviously a little Jaws 50th celebration, and the return of the orca made its round little trip around the East Coast and it is now there at the celebration. So it's pretty cool. Corey, as ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready to watch the movie, let us know in the chat right now. But while we're waiting, Super Bro, do you recall the first time you watched Jaws?
oh gosh. It was definitely older, for sure. Older than you by far. Because back then, back then, Mom used to take the PG ratings pretty seriously. No, I think of Jurassic Park, where she was like, she allowed us to watch Jurassic Park as a young kid, but she would fast forward through the scary dinosaurs because Steven Spielberg said, I wouldn't let my kid watch this or something along those lines. And then she's like, oh, should we let him watch it? Well, yeah, I remember seeing Jaws, but I was a little bit older than you. And I think man, this boat scene here, where the Jaws, comes up and starts chewing away at the bolt, man. There was a lot of scare factors in it, like people don't realize how scary it is. Like the pop-up, pops, the scenes. Kojay knows the right, terminology for that, but
little jump
scares, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So it was a good time. I enjoyed it. Jaws was one of my favorite rides at Universal Studios. So man, there was a long time, Trey, where we would talk about like, man, I want to work at Universal Studios someday just so I can watch it. So
be one of the skippers. Yeah, man. After the movie, I'll have Super Bro pull up a clip of the Jaws ride because
I say we watch it.
We'll definitely watch it. It's one of the best moments in. It's just a fun ride. I wish they had it. I guess they have it in Japan, if I heard correctly. They brought it back there at Universal Studios Japan. So
I think they still have something like it here at the Flood, but they treat it like a random shark comes at you. It's not
interesting.
Really Jaws, if I remember last time I was on it.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll find out.
Okay, sorry, one second. Tying in the back. I think there's a really cool documentary that also just came out recently for Jaws that really goes behind the scenes. I mean, it's already been well discussed because, like you said, a lot of people have used it as a masterclass to kind of influence how they approach film, and we'll have to watch the behind the scenes because I saw Steven Spielberg. He did a little intro about this particular documentary that just came out where he says it shows the good and the bad, not just the shark breaking, but he's like, it kind of even addresses how I was in over my head. I was unprepared. He's like, I shouldn't have done this. And everything that was telling me this is an absolute shit show. And yet it was one of the most rewarding experiences of his life. Obviously, it set his career to do more incredible things like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., Jurassic Park, and so on and so forth, with all those great films. And out of curiosity, when we think about Steven Spielberg, this was like really his big cinematic debut. Would you say, is Jaws easily his Mount Rushmore? Like, is it number one?
Yeah.
Or do you have another one?
No, I think Spielberg's is Jaws because his true kind of sequel take on it in a different storyline was Jurassic Park, and it had the same effect as far as being like a record breaker for the time. It was in theaters for a long ass time. It had that same type of. It was like a new world of a Jaws type of story, with the fear with the dinosaurs. Being trapped, surrounded, and then also it was the first time he was diving into CGI with animatronics. This was all like puppetry, Jim Henson style, So, I would say Jurassic Park would be his second, and Jaws would be his first. Everything else are bangers because of how great he was at Jaws.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Super Bro, what would you say is Jaws his best, or would you at least put it in top 3?
Oh yeah, me, bro. Or you were in character.
He's thinking it through.
Specifically for Steven?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's tough.
I know
that's tough because I love what Wolf Creed says here: Jaws, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones. But Wolf Creed also says a little bit later, what about E.T.? So
no, I still agree with Jaws. I did think about E.T.
I think Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones for sure. Indiana Jones first. I think.
Wait, is Indiana Jones? But Indiana Jones was with some influence and ideas working with George Lucas.
True, it was very much a partnership. Which there, I mean, you got
Like,
two
they
of
were
the
a
most
team,
iconic
man.
Do we
figures
count
of
that
the
separately?
80s. You know,
Do we count that separately?
That's
then?
how I did. I count it separately.
Because Indiana Jones is like one of my favorite series. Like,
I know that it's tough.
If I'm going on an island and I can only have 5 movies because I'm there, Indiana Jones is definitely coming with specifically The Last Crusade for sure. I think Jaws is up there. It's actually kind of sad to say, like, Jaws might be like top 5. Like, can you put it in top 3? He has so many banners. That's the issue.
Yeah,
he's one of the goats. He's like John Williams, for example. What's your favorite John Williams soundtrack?
Oh yeah, see, I couldn't do that.
Like, this is where I'm having a major struggle right now. And I think the other thing that I struggle with when it comes to Spielberg movies is, look how many rides adaptations have been made over Steven Spielberg movies. E.T., Indiana Jones, over at Disney. You have Jurassic Park, you had Jaws, and I'm sure I'm missing some as well. People are mentioning Saving Private Ryan as well. Like, I think that conversation, Trey, probably should be its entire separate video on.
That could be fun.
I think maybe that's a cool series, Trey.
That is a cool series.
Talk about a director and we discuss our favorite movies from that director.
I like that. That
director spotlight series. If you like it, say you like it in the chat, and then it happens.
And Corey, is everyone pretty much just about ready, or was there any other comments we should?
I'm kind of going through. People are saying let's do it. Ready as well through there and everything like that. So I think we're solid.
All right, guys. Well, if you don't have your popcorn, if you don't have your drink, what are you doing? Red or white? I didn't know what you'd be having. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. I hope you have your headphones ready and coming down in 3.
Oh, wait, I'm not ready. Oh, no.
Oh,
okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, mine literally, it's going on the Universal logo right now.
Yeah.
And your office is looking different, big fella.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, now that we're in the process of moving out of the apartment because our lease is up, we now we're staying with the in-laws for a little bit, and then hopefully be back to normal a little bit, and once we get into our new place. So yeah, it's getting a little different on the Bat Channel.
In-laws is always a funny word to me, I feel.
Right.
Like, you're my father-in-law. Let's keep some distance here.
The cool part is the Broadway show that they've created, the Shark is Broken, that is all about kind of the behind the scenes of Jaws. It's actually made by Robert Shaw's son, who plays Quint. His son created that Broadway, and it's I hope to see it. They're actually going to be at Martha Vineyard, I think next month.
Like, is this John Williams' best soundtrack? I think that's another thing that we could do is a composer highlight.
Composer highlight could be fun.
I don't even know if I could even choose.
That would have to be a series. You'd have to probably do like a highlight one at a time.
Yeah. Yes, Jaws, this is Mount Rushmore, okay. My boy, Brad. How's it going, Brad? Hope you had a good day. Good, sir. Hope you're well.
Whoa, the hairstyles.
Oh,
I love
yes, yeah.
I feel like Jaws does belong on the Rushmore when you put it like that, especially since this movie stopped people from going into the water. It started a campaign to slaughter as many sharks as possible. So
yeah,
clearly... this was a campaign for sure.
Yeah. Which is it is an unfortunate cause of, and you can understand why Peter Benchley was very he felt a lot of guilt from it in a way, and I feel bad that happened. But it also kind of made him a nature conservative, where he's really trying to protect the oceans and help people understand that sharks aren't these mindless killing machines just looking to eat people. They're just, if anything, they get curious about us. And
I say they should all be destroyed there, Trey.
Oh, this was shot during daytime.
Yep. He just quoted
USS Indianapolis. That's what I'm
That's
talking
a beautiful
about, Chief.
shot. Man of Steel used that.
Jurassic Park easily. Okay. Indiana Jones. Brad, Saving Private Ryan. That is a good one. The ending still kills me. Still have trouble with it.
Check out my answer to that one.
Yep. Yeah. John Williams has his own Mount Rushmore. I mean, he's definitely the greatest composer of a film composer, especially of all time.
Yeah, I'm happy I got to see him live twice. I don't mean to
Jealous.
flex, but I'm flexing. No, because they have their corny lightsaber, not official ones that a whole bunch of people have. When he does the Star Wars music, everyone lights him up, and then they conduct along with the music.
Yeah.
It's a sight to behold. And he always does this when he's like, all right, I have to go sleep. It's time to wrap up the show. That's his signal.
And this is one of those scenes where she's being pulled. Technically, she's being pulled by the boats, right? The speedboats are dragging her in. And there's a lot of things that could go wrong in that film, in that scene in particular. So you really get the sense that her screams are probably a bit authentic,
Dude, how did I forget about Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Which is one of my favorite films just because of how important music is in the story. I love when people can incorporate music in the story.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, IMDb would say, I was curious what IMDb would put down for their what known for category, and they say Schindler's List, E.T., Saving Private Ryan, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. But if you go down and you look at like and I'm just going off of what he directed, specifically not being a producer or anything like that. You do have, Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Indiana Jones. Where was the other one? Hook. Yeah, I love Hook.
Oh, yeah. That's a cute film. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies. Minority Report. Catch Me If You Can. War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds is not, one of the Rushmore ones, but
I mean, he has made some like
so good.
Jurassic Park too.
Mm-hmm. Or do you play the way of, what he's produced as well and start to talk about Back to the Futures and
the films that he's definitely been attached to in some way. Yeah, he's been a part of a lot.
Yeah, like dude's insane.
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Men in Black even, yeah.
Oh, also the Michael Bay directed Transformers movies. He was an executive producer on that one too.
People are watching it on Peacock. We're watching it on Fandango. How are you watching it, Kojay?
Fandango. Fandango has become one of my favorite libraries. Digitally.
Corey and I practically have our own Netflix of just all the films we love.
I am trying to see about establishing a Plex account because I think you can have a bunch of movies that people can watch from your account.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at that because I have some movies that are rare and not like released digitally. Some didn't even make it to Blu-ray. I was thinking about digitizing them. Sometimes someone beats me and puts it on YouTube and it just stays there because there's no big deal.
It's hard DC talk because we're a few moments ahead of you. But Brody just arrived.
We're about this time-ish.
Yeah.
That's how far we are in the movie. We're seeing Brody walk on the beach right now with the young man asking what happened last night.
Yeah. So if you want to be around this time, that's good. He's all questioning him. Are you an islander or not?
Well, see, even just that from a social standard of like doing the film of how he feels kind of out of place, a fish out of water, if you want to say, he doesn't like being on an island. He doesn't like the water. He's not amongst the people of being an islander. He's a New Yorker.
Which is great because he is the audience who doesn't like to be in the water, which is who the audience becomes after this if they like to be in the water. Like, I don't know, if I show this to someone who had never seen Jaws before, like my kid and others, when they're ready, I was thinking, let's go beach first and then see it after.
Yeah.
So you can feel the ocean, then fear, not fear before going to the ocean. Because then we could talk about, all right, let's talk about sharks for real. Great whites really have a slow metabolism. It's really the bull sharks you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
But great whites are crazy because when they are hungry, it's over. And then they have that look where this is what makes them scary, like crocodiles and snakes, is that you look at them and you can't really read their emotion. Mammals that are very expressive, we can. But when it comes to bugs, reptiles, sharks, some fish, you can't read their emotions too well, especially when they're not expressive. So you're like, wait, are you hungry? Are you good? Are you coming at me? Are you hunting? I don't know. Are you resting? Are you tired? Are you sleeping? I don't know.
I think another thing this film does such a great job in terms of, because they were able to film on location at Martha's Vineyard, is they really create this small town feel. And if you've ever lived in a small town, it is very much this. Everyone knows each other. The sheriff is the person that you live next door to, and the job never ends. And I love just creating that type of environment for your lead character, your protagonist, and just kind of it says a lot without having to have so much dialogue,
There's if you go north past San Francisco, that California area, there's a few small towns on the way to this big lighthouse going area called Point Reyes. And driving out there is gorgeous. Like, you get this is one part of the town where it's small town, windy roads, but surrounded with a lot of nature and mini lakes. Almost look like they're not even that deep or whatever. And it's just so, it looks like society blended with nature somehow and made it work. And it was just, it's just so beautiful, and the air is so fresh. And you feel like time stops. There's no rush because everything you see, everything's kind of spread out and chill.
Yeah.
And everyone's all moving around like big city wise. It's like, we're late for something. Why? Hey, this guy. We've seen him before.
Worst mayor ever, and they keep hiring. I think that's what irritates me the most about the Jaws franchise, is that he's still the mayor.
Yep, that's the brilliant part, because I always took him as the politician.
Right, totally. It's very much like, it's reminiscent of things, but it's just kind of silly that this dude literally was practically feeding his people to the shark.
Right?
Like,
I mean, the politician, like this small town, but it reflects a bigger, well-known world too.
Yeah. Do you
He's
think
got all these characters?
For his next election, he put like a slogan that said "the mayor that beat the shark"?
Right. And that's deep too. I love all that stuff. And I love this shot because it's on the boat and then you see the background move because they're on the boat and the boat's moving. That's just a really fun visual.
Yeah.
And it's so classic. This is like shot like a 60s movie where you see every character in frame and everyone's specifically placed in a little spot to give this theater type of performance. Like, did that guy really have to do Captain Morgan back there? He's like, no, give us something interesting. Do the Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan. There you go. He got tired doing the Captain Morgan. So I'm going to have a drink later.
That is not a boating accident. Well timed, Oracle.
So then you have to. I wonder if those people are background actors or if that's just part of the thing.
It'd be curious, you know, because
like how big of a budget do they have? A range control in the area.
If I recall, I know it's a little less than 10 million.
Mm.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
No, I love that because you think about it. That's what, 20, 30, 40 million today?
I was literally typing that in too.
What's up with that kid's rib cage? Is he sucking in his gut? Oh, the blood is going to track the shark.
So there's a deleted scene that has kind of started appearing around, and actually someone used AI to bring the still photo to life, and it was haunting. But there
AI
was
is haunting.
where Alex Kintner they wanted to recreate the Jaws poster, and the shark like swallows him. And if I heard correctly, I think they took it out. I mean, I think Steven Spielberg wasn't fully happy with how it turned out, but it sounded to me that the studio thought it went too far. That it was better to keep the shark hidden for a little bit longer.
Oh, no, I think that's great. It builds a suspense. Oh, wow. We got a lot of the BSS. That's my own terminology for film shots. What was that? Old man's weird. That was an interesting shot. They split the screen because they can't have it focus on one thing and focus nearby at that time. So they did the split screen trick back in those days.
Okay, so it says that the Jaws budget was right around like $7 million. So we'll just average it and say $8 million in today's budget would have been a $47.8 million budget.
40. Oh, okay. So it was more than
million.
Godzilla minus one.
Yeah.
By a little bit.
And a lot of that was because they went over budget. I'm not sure what the original budget was supposed to be.
Yeah, when things go over, studios hate it because I remember
which is
that
why
George.
He was actually saying in his interview he was worried at the time when they just finished filming this. He's like, I'm never going to work again. He's like, I can't believe I took on this project. I felt so blessed that they chose me. And really what happened is they chose someone else. And the other guy was like, no, thanks. This is going to be awful. And he thought it ruined his career. He thought no one would touch him again because he went over budget. It took him like, I think he said 3 months longer than they wanted to. And all that being considered, they were going to throw him to the shark practically.
Oh.
Yeah, so that scene right there, when you see the kid you would see the whole shark's
Wow.
insane. I love this shot.
PG. You know, I know you do. That's one of my favorite shots too.
You know, buddy. It's only an island if you look at it from the ocean. I love it. Grogu says they did an excellent job creating the small town feel. Absolutely.
Oh, that kid.
I live in that
Yeah,
kind of
the
town and I
wild.
love it. That's cool. That's cool, Wolf Creed. Yeah, there's something special about it. I got to live in it for about 2 years and then it wasn't quite the same. But from that moment on, I always recognized what it was like to live small town, suburbs, and also city life, you know? Yeah, bro.
So, death on the beach and running off. This is kind of like the reverse of Saving Private Ryan. If you look where the water is and the people are and the danger and the horror, it's going in this direction. Saving Private was going out of the water in the opposite direction. They shot it opposite the whole beach scene, the opposite viewpoint of Jaws that he did here. So
Yeah.
if you put both beach scenes, you got Jaws on one side, Saving Private Ryan on the other.
Sin
Visually.
Havoc. Great to see you, dude. Hope you're well, my man.
Hey,
Thank you so much for showing up as always, bro. It's always good seeing my boy Sin.
Sin Havoc's cool. Same with Bro Groove in the chat here.
Wolf Creed says, well, he kind of redeemed himself in the second movie, even when the town was against Brody. He stood up for him.
Oh, BRB.
Kind of. He also kind of throws him under the bus. So, I mean, granted, our boy's dealing with a little bit of PTSD in the second film, but yeah, he does kind of have a moment. I'll give you that. Oh, thank you so much, Sin Havoc. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, yeah, thank you. You heard MB. No swimming. Sharks in the water. You have a little Pippin from Meg. That's Sunbat Hat. I think that's still J.J. Abrams' studio. Or no, is it Bad Robot? I can't remember. Someone used to have the Bad Hat Harry studio, though. What is up, Slasher Fred? Saying the first half of the movie is which the shark is invisible to audiences, almost like how, as children, we all believed that there was something hiding in our closets or under our beds. I never quite thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right, Fred. That is tapping into that same supernatural fear. Yeah.
So great.
No, I'm living. Corey, call me crazy. This scene right here just always reminds me of Grandpa.
Yes.
It's the voice, we're gonna swallow your whole tenderizing. You
Talking
gotta
about the old days, you're like, hey, it's not going to be tough work out there, Chief.
you gotta work hard. We got city hands, little Trey. See, this is why I love you, Brad. You always keep me honest. Bad Hat Harry was Bryan Singer's studio. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that alone.
Bryan Singer?
There's a deleted scene in the second movie where the board votes to fire Brody and the mayor votes against it. Oh, I see. Now, I did not know that. I'll have to, because I know I have the DVD with all the special features. I have not watched that deleted scene though. That is pretty cool. I almost wish they would have kept that. It would have been a nice little redemption arc.
There's sometimes they can change the whole scope of the things, you know, and sometimes that's why they're deleted.
No swimming, hazardous beach closed. Exactly, the fear of the dark. Yeah, that's. Brad says in film school we discussed the shark's gender identity and that this was a war movie. This was in 1998.
Huh? I never had that. Oh, I don't want to age anyone. What year was your film school?
Well, he says this was 1998. That's interesting.
Oh, they got you.
Having a discussion on the shark's gender identity, which I mean, I think everyone just assumes because evil villain is probably male, and hence why we give him the name.
No, I thought it was a girl. No, seriously.
Well, Jaws is really like a name anyone can have, like Ravenger. That sounds like a villain that could be a guy or a girl, you know?
But
yeah,
I think too, like when I think of like, when I'm hiking, if I come across a grizzly bear, specifically a mama bear, I'm worried.
That's fair.
Yeah, what if Jaws was pregnant this whole time and she's like, "Oh, I have this cravings."
I mean, scientifically, for how big Jaws is, the shark Bruce, probably a female shark. We're thinking, hardcore science, but.
Can we make that a poll, Trey? What did the chat think? Is the shark a boy or
the
a
shark
shark?
gender? Yeah, I can do that. That'd be fun. Why not? Let's go for it. Can't believe these guys wasted a roast. Jerks.
Beautiful silhouettes right here, by the way.
Okay, I'm curious. What an interesting discussion. My brain is still puzzled on that. I mean, there's a lot of fun you could have with it. Let's be honest, because people are taking it too literally. He's not a shark. It's a machine. It's a mechanic, so it's clearly a Terminator. Doesn't identify as anything but a killing machine.
You want to know what this kind of made me realize? Specifically, when Kojay said, look at that shot, look at these backdrops. It made me say to myself, like, man, why don't movies today look this good? And it's because I feel like they fall into the trap of just CGIing everything.
Yeah,
so they don't care about as much of what the actual you could probably speak better to it, Kojay. Like, do you think that there's a lost art in creating these like amazing shots out in the real world because CGI is taking over, or what's your thoughts there? It just got me thinking.
No, I am with you 100% because I feel like as far as cinematography, videography, oh damn. I just pulled the thing. For me, I feel like the part that's being lost is the photography part of it. And the thing about photography is like journalist photography, landscape photography, wildlife photography, portrait photography. It's always capturing life or wherever you are around you, your surroundings, and capturing where you are, the moment, the place. And I think nowadays, especially since everyone's on like apps and everything, everything is a little bit flatter. The distance is a little closer. It's more about video, less photography. And I think shooting on location like these things, or going out of your way to make it look like you're on location, I think that's the big difference. Because you get that depth, you get that realness. And that's the immersive part. Because if it's a flat green screen, your distance is you and the green screen. So you can kind of bullshit the distance and what things are like, but it's a lot to put together. I know we have a lot of AI recreating worlds, and that's impressive, but it's still a flat distance of thinking because depth of field, it requires so much stuff. And when you're really there, like here, look, you can see the houses, all the distance in the background. This is real life. That's depth. That's feeling. That's raw. That's grit. That's the real world. I like shooting on location more than anything. If anything, I think sets are better than green screen because then at least you have some depth of field, a little shorter, but it's tangible, it's physical, it's real, it's interactable. So, too much relying on green screen. I'm almost done. Too much relying on green screen makes things flatter. That's why the big dome green screen thing they like a lot because it helps cheat that, but it's still the same thing, just a little further back. It's not as infinite as being on location. I'm done. You were saying.
No, you're good. It's all like great points, and I think there is a bit of a loss. I mean, one of the things they're praising Gareth Edwards, even though there is a lot of usage of visual effects in the CGI with the new Jurassic World Rebirth film, but a lot of people said the fact that he filmed a majority of the movie on location, you could really see the difference between previous films that have maybe been a little more heavy on the blue or green screen. So I think that's a great point that filming on location does a lot for that depth. But Kaiju Crazy Craig Rowan says, why did they call the shark Bruce? If I recall, I think it's because of Steven Spielberg's lawyer. It was like Bruce Renner or something like that. Raymer, something. They named it after him though, simply because he was a shark. Essentially, is what we would refer to him as.
It wasn't because Jaws' parents weren't gunned down in an alley.
That hurt.
Another fish.
Little Batman connection.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take out these humans.
It was the clownfish. That's what did it. Brad. Oh, see, even Brad confirmed it. Bruce the shark was Spielberg's lawyer. Yeah, pretty sure it's Bruce Renner, Raymer, or something like that. Male sharks have like these two prongs things underneath itself, whereas females do not. Oh yeah. We'll have to pay attention to that. I mean, it might be interesting to see how much the actual mechanical shark Jaws, Bruce, versus the B-roll footage they use from a shark diver in Australia. I'd be curious. That'd be kind of fun.
This is cool. They're using a white balance board on his face to light his face, or they actually have a light.
You're right.
That's cool.
They're chumming. And then he shows up in Finding Nemo. Hello. He never met his father, though. Brad Davis says, the reason why movies don't look the same is due to film stock and the use of flat digital.
Flat digital. Thank you.
Always educational. I love it. Richard Dreyfuss does such a great job here. He's an interesting person, beyond the performance and the acting. But he plays this so well.
What I really, really love about the 70s is it's a very, very precious era where you have people, actors, and a lot of people work behind the scenes who have been exposed to a lot of focus on theater performance of acting. And as film is becoming more successful, more enjoyable, it has a market. That's where the realism gets kicked in a little bit more. You look at 60s, it's a little bit characters act a little bit grandioso, over the top, even in Ben-Hur, right?
Yeah.
Then we get this one where like, okay, we don't have to be so big. The cameras are close. We can be more intimate. We don't have to be like, oh, what was me? We're like, oh shit, you can act a little bit more real, not sell too big because you're not worried about audiences in the far back. So you get actors who are really exploring that too and being more real. But then you have their backgrounds, like improv work, like that one line you said about the bigger boat. That comes from old school theater character study where you can say stuff in character and it actually works. A lot of actors today don't have that theater traditional background. That's why it's a big difference. And that's why this era of filmmaking in the 70s is so raw and progressive in performance and technique all around.
It's always cool seeing this tiger shark like that because this reminds me of, I don't know if they had this at Universal Hollywood, Kojay, but you have to let me know. But at Universal Orlando, they used to have the big great white shark that you could take photos in front of right next to the ride. And it was always a good time to have Corey and my dad try to pick me up and throw me into the shark. So I'm seeing a common theme here. Corey, can you explain yourself? Did you and Dad plotting?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Plotting. But yeah, that's a great point, Brad, where the difference is simply from the first glider and the second glider. It's in a way somehow the quality of the film, regardless of the story, but the quality of the film seemed lessened by doing it so much visual effects and not having that depth, or it cheats a little bit, cheats the authenticity.
Oh, what? I like that.
Oh, what? Stick your head in this.
A tiger shark? What kind of shark is it? A tiger shark. Oh,
tiger shark. Oh, what?
The most dramatic what ever.
Right. Don't get me started about Cameron Scott. Yeah, Anthony and I were actually talking about this the other day, Brad. That's funny that you bring that up.
Who is that guy? He has to be accredited for this film.
Oh, the what guy?
Who's the what guy?
The what guy?
Somebody knows in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'm gonna try to find it.
Guys, I'll close the poll in let's say 2 minutes. For is Jaws the shark male or female?
There you go. The forensics is kicking in. He's now listening. He's like, oh crap, that's serious. So is the great white. Oh, but they don't know that.
Poor Mangardner. Richard Dreyfuss is hilarious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dreyfuss. I always I love Richard Dreyfuss and What About Bob with Bill Murray. Oh, such a hilarious film. Cooper is like, he's a damn shark man. Yeah. Wolf Creed says, gotta say, Hooper's character is like the audience at this point. Think about it. He knows it's a shark. We know it's a shark, and he's constantly trying to tell people it's a shark.
I found him. I got him, Trey.
You got him, Chiefy.
Oh, what? The person who played it is Dick Young. Dick Young served in the United States Marine Corps from 1954 to 1960.
Oh, you actually looked up who the actor is.
Yeah. He eventually married and settled in Falmouth, Cape Cod, and raised 3 sons. Dick worked at the Steamship Authority for many years until retirement. He was also an avid fisherman. Dick was most proud of playing the character Pratt in the movie Jaws, establishing one of the most iconic phrases in film history. his character Pratt would respond to Hooper's description of Pratt's catch as a tiger shark, Pratt would respond, "Oh, what?" So this is awesome.
Whoa.
So some trivia is best known for speaking 2 words in Jaws after Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, answers the question of what kind of shark was caught, saying, "It's a tiger shark." Dick's character says, "Oh, what?" with a prolonged emphasis on the word "what." That still gets a jovial reaction from audiences when the movies scream. Go figure, 50-some years later. Here we are.
Dude was the
So-
first
like how
meme.
they just constantly had
oh
to
my
add
gosh,
the
he-
word "what."
Trey, we need to start doing that. That's our new meme.
I think that's a new
what,
super chat.
guys?
Right? He's
You
the
know?
first meme, maybe.
What?
Oh, what?
Oh,
When you
That's
see something
amazing.
from Diaper Man. Oh, what?
who is the what guy?
It's not Stone Cold.
And he was like, "Bab,
Was
bab."
Dick Young in
What?
anything else? No. He was just in. He was only in Jaws.
Only in Jaws?
You know what? He said that was my prime. I don't need to do anything else. This scene is so. Once again, this is one of those scenes where, like, I love it so much because no words are needed here, but it's so
Mhm.
powerful. The mom, the relationship between a father and a son, his dad's had a tough day at work, but just that little bit of innocence makes you fall in love with these characters even more, and then you just want to hold them tight and not let anything happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And damn them for using that against us in Jaws Revenge. Okay, here I'm going to close the poll now. So if you didn't vote, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End poll. All right, I'm curious to see what people said here. You guys were active on this one. I'm actually kind of surprised by this. I guess I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess I just assumed that because the shark's named Bruce, that it would just be a slam dunk. But, so we asked the question, what was the gender of the shark, aka Bruce? Question mark. The choices were male or female. And out of 27 votes, 37% said female, which would leave the rest 63% as male. So you guys believe Bruce is actually
Wow.
Bruce. It's not just a identity thing. It's well. But now that you guys have said Bruce is a male shark, we're gonna see scientifically if we get a good shot. Maybe what scientifically they made him as, or maybe they just messed it up completely. Who knows? It's not like the shark was all that scientifically accurate due to mechanical reasons.
It was a very real scene. I like it. Like, feels like a real conversation.
Yeah.
Like, they had some, like, how do we break the silence? This is kind of awkward. We don't know you yet. And, hey, long day.
Mm-hmm. They caught a shark, not the shark.
I like how the theme is still creeping in.
Oh, that might actually be my fault. Sorry, I think I still have our background music playing.
Oh, it's not in the movie. Oh!
As soon as I heard the
Bro, are you serious? Because
Yeah,
at the
right.
moment he was like, yeah, but it was not the right shark. Duh, duh. I was like, dang, I don't remember this version.
just already a sinister plot. The shark, it's a land shark, SNL style land shark.
Whoa. Because they even did it when there was silence here. The awkward silence. It was like, oh, someone's coming.
I'm so sorry. No, I love
I like
keeping the
it.
background music because it's mostly ocean noises. They're like creating that vibe, but it does every now and then.
Oh, I
play a
just
little-
accepted it because they're by the ocean. This is the immersive bad channel experience.
Yeah. We're just taking on a ride, Chiefy. One of the things that I've always kind of wondered about this scene is when Hooper obviously comes in, he's got a bit of the snobbiness in terms of just the higher being from a wealthy family, prestigiousness about him. He has his wine, let it breathe. All the things that kind of just suggest who he is behind this film. And I've always wondered that when he just immediately grabs the plate, he doesn't wait for an answer. He just says, "Is anyone eating this?" And he grabs the plate from Brody. That my brain has always said he must have gone to like other restaurants around Amityville, but because people knew him as kind of the person that was questioning if it was the real shark or not, that he was worried that they were going to spit in his food or something. He didn't trust anybody.
Hey guys, I had my cam off, and I thought I was off the whole time on, but it was off. Was ever like you didn't see me in my boxers or anything, did you?
No.
All right, thank God. All right, just checking.
At least I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, I only have to dress up for these,
Starting only Kojay channel.
And I put cologne.
Nine Lives applauds you, Corey, for your really good detective work, figuring out who the what guy is. They totally did those jerks. Yep, they did. Sets up. It's cute, and it really sets up for the sequels. It is. They do a great job of when they use that nice, like, intimate scene with the kids for the sequels. It's heartbreaking, but love how Brody just downs that glass of wine. Yeah, because he's a cop, man. He probably doesn't know the difference between high quality wine at that point. And to him, it's just bad day at work, need some alcohol. Hence why he's a little woozy around this scene. Oh no, macro power.
And this is the time to pound down some drink.
Right. According to Walter Metz, head professor at Southern Illinois University, that's where Super Corey and our father went to college, and formerly Montana State. Go Bobcats! He argued both at the beginning of the film. He is a male archetype. Brad, out of curiosity, could you tell us what some of the reasons were in that discussion of why some people said the shark was a female archetype? There's something intriguing about the opposite idea.
You ever see the movie Orca?
Yes, and I just watched it.
That was
for
a
the
male
first
for
time.
a reason.
Yes,
you did. I love that.
I watched
movie.
it for the first time maybe a month ago.
I saw that before seeing Jaws.
Heartbreaking. Oh, that's
a unique one.
It's kind of it definitely tries to pull in some of that Jaws kind of stuff going on, but
however, we see it from their view. It wasn't because they were hungry or because they were violent. There was actually a revenge story behind it, which was very, very unique, I thought.
That is fascinating. The sharks switch genders in the second half while being hunted. Huh. I could see.
So Jaws
that.
is trans?
I can see that analyzation. Well, I think it's just kind of the difference of shark was trans. It's just kind of the different roles it plays at one point where it's truly the predator, the apex predator at the beginning, and then now that at least for some of the second half when it's really being chased and kind of threatened by Quint. I could see that. That's intriguing. And kind of the revengeful side of it. I like it. It's kind of cool. That's a cool film class, man.
I mean, that's what happens when you see films that are
I have never
brilliance.
Right, yeah. I've never read the Peter Benchley book, which I know I need to. I finally finished the Michael Crichton Jurassic Park book and I started on Lost World. But in the book, Hooper has an affair with Brody's wife. Causes all sorts of tension in the book.
Whoa. That makes it a tighter boat.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Isn't that weird? Because then
you
kind of have an element. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, because then you have an element to not like him. You know?
Yeah. I guess if you wanted a character that was kind of an acceptable loss, someone that they were kind of rooting to get swallowed. But it also makes Brody's wife not a great character.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, not a great character. I mean, I don't know the circumstances in the book in terms of like if Brody's like a distant husband all along, but in the movie, it's really kind of suggested how much of a family man he is.
Mm-hmm. I think that gets more weight and fear because you have more stuff to lose. I mean, there have been situations where, it's not perfect. Look at a Bad Detective or something, or True Detective. Sorry, you get stuff like that there. But for this element, I think it helps the fear factor that there's more innocence amongst the people.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the guy got away from Jaws, but he drowned. That's crazy.
Ben Gardner did not make it.
Dang. I like putting so many glow sticks in the water to get light there for that shot. That's beautiful.
I can hear what you're saying. Like the fact that I have the background thing and then I get that a little slight in the moments that aren't normally there, it does make it feel like the shark is a serial killer.
Yeah, because it came in on the perfect part. We're like, oh my gosh, there's a shark here. Dun dun.
What up? You
This
see
is
the
true
shark
Bat
just
Channel
walking
experience.
behind them. Land shark. But you don't have the two.
Ooh, they dubbed in the Kakarin Kakarius or whatever. That was dubbed in. I wonder if he screwed up the word and they fix it later.
Maybe.
That was some good dubbing though, but you could tell the difference.
Now see, Brad's teaching the chat something new. Hey, Giratina, how you doing, man?
Stop.
Something new. It is really well timed, dude. I don't know how we did this, but it worked. Someone just needs to like make a like cartoon animation of us watching this and just the shark walking through the scene, you know.
Later in Super Sentai, there's a character that is that walking shark.
Yeah. Wolf Creed says, well, my only argument is that in the movie, Brody says that it's a big mother, and in the second movie, it like the shark is seeking revenge for its mother. But that's just my theory.
Oh.
Let's see where you say that.
The craziness of things.
That's a good argument, Wolf Creed. I dig it. It does definitely add a little more motive for the shark rather than just being a natural predator. But I think in a way I do like that it is very much just this animal just eating, just doing everyday life. He's not doing it to be sinister. He's not doing it to be a bad guy. He's just a hungry shark. Something.
Who, the mayor or the shark?
The shark. Just
the mayor is hungry for business.
Yeah, he's a shark himself.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of sharks in Australia.
Yeah. My father-in-law and I have actually, it's on the bucket list. We're gonna do it one day.
We'll go Australia for sharks.
I want to do shark cage diving with a great white. I think whether it's South Africa or somewhere in Australia.
Well, a fun note is that divers, when they get in the water, they pee in their suit to get some warmth and regulations. So if you're around the shark in the waters and you pee, it's technically tactical.
Good to know. And we're coming up on 4th of July weekend, guys.
Yeah.
I'll start another poll. Let us know what you guys like to do on 4th of July weekend, whether it's barbecue, camping, or going to the beach.
Pro wrestling and fireworks. Killer
What do I like to do, Trey?
What do you like to do?
America.
You like to sing musicals?
America.
We were singing earlier today on Super Sentai a bunch.
America. What was that, Trey?
Can't say it. It's a PG show. Peter Benchley right there. Of a killer shark. How do you know you're the mayor's least favorite person on the whole island? He's the first one to ask you to get in. Camping, going to the beach. What did we also say? Camping, going to the beach. I'll say watch fireworks.
Oh, encouraging their kids? That's horrible. They don't even know.
Oh, and barbecue.
Again, another argument. The elder generations are quicker to listen to the politicians. No! No! Whoa, look at that dude's hair. George of the Jungle. All those tents remind me of a Where's Waldo book.
Oh, really? It's like because of
Yeah,
the color? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you still get water, bro. You could chill. There you go. Listen to your man. Your pops.
It's good to know his character doesn't really change in Jaws 2 because he still gives his dad crap when he says, you know, you're coming back with me. But Dad, I have a date. Give me a break, Mike.
His Jaws of Revenge is his son growing up, right? The character?
Yes, technically. Yeah, and technically his little son is the one that gets swallowed.
Oh, the tragedy.
A new super chat video tray has been made.
A new super chat video has been made? Oh, what?
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 That's so funny.
Oh, dang, lady almost kicked the camera. Stop it.
Did you recognize Oracle and Trevor before I got here?
What's that?
Did you recognize Oracle and Trevor H's super chats before I got here?
Of course.
Good.
Oh, I hate this line so much.
Mm-hmm. Politicians.
Look at that hat, though. You know that's back in style. The rope hats.
Oh yeah, it kind of is now. Yeah, the style is kind of.
Dude, how close that fin was? It hit the girl. Oh, everyone's ready to see the shark. They got their binoculars up. That's crazy.
And see, this is another great, just like quick, all the different reaction of people. You got the fight.
He took the kid's floater.
The panic, the deer in the headlights reactions,
Mm-hmm.
So I always laugh because my mom has always said that she hates that one lady who just screams in the water. She's like,
oh yeah, she's not moving.
Right? She's like, what mom wouldn't like get her kid out of there? Like, it's like some people. That's the beauty of it, is that Steven Spielberg kind of recognizes your general audience right there, that you always have those outliers,
Mm-hmm.
It's such a small scene, but it's so important to see all those different reactions. It's the details, guys. The details.
Ruh-roh, Trey.
Red Hooded Outlaw says, I want the first new super chat. All right.
Give it to him, Trey. Give it to him.
Oh, you want me to do it? What do you have it listed as?
Very bottom.
Very bottom. Well, first off,
they got it.
Red Hood Outlaw, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. And you get the first opportunity for Corey's new clip. This is for you.
Deep throat, Brad. Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
Oh, what?
That's going to be a classic one for.
That is a classic. I'm already in love.
Oh, what? Thank you, Red Hooded Outlaw. Oh, what?
Oh, this is the scene that scares the shit out of me. because when you see, it's not even the full shark yet, but like seeing him under the water, just pulling the guy down, like, oh, still gives me chills. See, literally goosebumps. Thank you again, Red Hood Outlaw, for your $5 super chat, bro. We appreciate you.
And then you can see it from there. That's good.
It's so creepy. Oh, I don't like it.
Dang, lost a leg.
Oof. It's creepy. See, this film still works. Wolf Creed says there was supposed an extension of the scene with the shark, Brody's kid, and the man. The man was supposed to hold on longer to the boy as the shark pulls them away. Oh, that would be haunting. Ooh. Huh. But
now we have a witness.
We were just talking about that, how the Kittner boy in the beginning, how they shot a scene where the shark swallows him and it kind of mirrors the poster. And I'm pretty sure that it was the same thing of why they took it out. They thought, I think Steven Spielberg overall was not happy of how it turned out, but it was it was too much. You couldn't see a kid suffer that much.
Yeah, sometimes it's too much horror.
And then you get this freaking extra. Stop staring at the camera.
It's called spiking. He's spiking the camera.
Sail back to Boston, and so never more shall we see you again.
Mr. Mayor.
Such a politician thing right now. I love this.
This is a great scene, man.
How am I going to work this story in order to make myself look good?
And get what I want.
Yeah. And it's easy because, the businesses, the economical impact from closing the beaches down, these beach town cities, they survive on tourism. And if people can't come to the beach, they can't spend their money at the beach. Therefore, the businesses who help get this guy elected, who pay for this mayor to have the funds in order to run his campaign, are now really upset. So I just love, the political vibes and the struggle there, because I'm not gonna lie, if I was the mayor, I think that I want to keep the beaches open as well.
You'd want to, but would you choose not to for the right reasons?
So for me, I'm keeping the beaches open.
The shark would have probably been gone.
So here's the thing. We'd get the shark out of there. I think there would have been a better way to handle it. Close the beach, have your lifeguards out there still. Tell people nobody in the water. Like
until we get this thing.
Exactly. In Florida, there was times where like you wouldn't want to be in the water. So like red tide and such like that comes through. You don't want to go in the water, and you really don't necessarily want to be at the beach, because if you have breathing issues or problems, then you could run into some respiratory issues going to it. But I think I at least keep you don't for shark specifically. For shark specifically, I think you keep the beaches open as far as the sand goes, and you tell people not to go in the water. Now, I think enforcement-wise, you have your people out there, your cops and such like that, and your lifeguards, patrolling, making sure nobody's going into the water. But you at least let people stay on the beach and do their sand castles and everything like that, right? I think that's a fair compromise that could have made it. We're protecting the people, doing the right thing, and people are still able to go to the beach, play in the sand, eat some ice cream from your local business. Shaking babies, kissing hands, right? Did you just say shaking babies, kissing hands?
Do what you do best. Sign some shit. Shark City Mayor.
They're like, Super Bro Corey is letting people get eaten by the shark.
That's cold.
Conservation Corey is going to say, leave that shark alone.
Let it do its work.
People go into the water. People get eaten in the water.
I have a sign saying it's your choice, but we're warning
exactly.
You.
Hey, it's your.
That's a compromise.
That's an interesting thing. Like, they kind of address it in Jaws 2 when, Brody goes off on the beach because he thinks he sees a shark and he fires upon it. And they suggest that he could get sued for that. In a way, it's like, okay, if the mayor did reopen the beach, could he be held liable for that? Because like, it's such a Mother Nature,
I guarantee you people would try to see that. Absolutely. That gets a whole another legal battle.
There's your shark cage, Corey.
But I think there's like the Mother Nature side of things where like, hey, this is outside the realm of liability because hey, we told you not to go into the water, yet you chose to go in the water. Just like going to Florida and you go into fresh bodies of fresh water. Like most people know not to go into the water, especially fresh bodies of water in Florida. Reason being is alligators, nor should you be walking by. And then there's that one kid who went to Disney World that, I think they were from like Ohio or Illinois. And they let their kid play into like the water area in one of their parks where it's just open body water and the kid got straight up ate. I don't know how that lawsuit worked out. That took a turn though. You keep the beach open, Kojay? You're an LA guy. You guys deal with
no, I wouldn't keep the beach open. And close it.
Do they actually? But like, okay, like when you guys do have sharks out there and they're surfing, do they actually close you from getting into the water? Or do they just say, "Hey, there's sharks sightings in there"?
No, I think before. Not in the times I've been active at the beach. I don't really go to the beach. I'm not a real surfer dude. God, bro. That's not me. That is other people, but I have heard of it happen before. But the beaches get open real quick.
I just feel like there's other things you can do at the beach. Go build a sand castle. Go play volleyball.
And also, a lot of our beaches don't go super deep. They go down and then drop a bit. It depends which beach you also go to. There's some that are safer where sharks can't go there. Yeah. It all depends. But yeah, I haven't seen or heard anything crazy in my time. I've seen more wild sea lions.
Those things will
Check your
bite.
phone when you have a second.
Yep.
But yeah, they would just do a warning or close it down for sure, or I guess it's case by case. I think Australia has more of an issue with that, though, from what my sister said when she used to live there for a bit.
For sure.
My sister Anu, who you met on one of my co-watch parties.
Yeah. Number one cause of dying is living. That's what I say. Never know when your time's gonna come.
Yeah.
So enjoy life. Go in that beach. Go in that water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting green screen right here. They couldn't get him for that moment. That was weird. That was not shot on location.
Cage goes in the water. You go in the water. Shots in the water. Well, Creek, I usually go to South Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Yeah, back in the day, we'd hit up St. Pete Beach. We do Fort Myers, Clearwater. Been to Daytona Beach a few times. Welcome back, Kojay.
Hey, Chiefy.
I'm talking about a great. Wait, Chief.
Him there. I still eat crackers like this to this day.
What, from the front?
Well, just like I'll do this thing where I'm holding on the cracker and I'll make like a, and I'll look over to the left, take a small little piece, and I'll make the sound again. I don't know why. It's just to me, it's just like so mesmerizing of how you just.
You gotta make a short of that and just put on the channel.
Just put it on.
He's like, hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
I don't know why he's moving slow. It's not like the shark can see him, right?
No, but I think he knows
He's
that
just getting
the
ready?
shark has, taken it. So when he pulls,
Oh, he doesn't want any movement to get the bait away,
yeah,
right?
because he knows it's going to run.
So actually, that's a great question. I think I'll put that on for the next post because it is a debate between Hooper and Quint. Is it a shark? Is it not a shark? But for our last poll, we did, what do you like to do for the 4th of July weekend? Out of 25 votes, 15% barbecue, 20% said camping, which is usually what I like to do. And tied for first place is going to the beach and watching fireworks. Nice.
Ooh.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute.
So this is restaurant in downtown Disney or on the strip of Disney. You don't have to be in Disney, but this restaurant is known if you get the outside seating or the top area that's close to out balcony. There you go. You can see a perfect view of all Disney fireworks. But also, if you live in the area, sometimes when I'm driving home late from somewhere, I can see them from the freeway as well. They put on a big show for July 4th.
I agree, Bergu.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think so. Yeah, some tuna is huge.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught, Trey?
It would have been with you. I think the biggest one was those sheep's head fish
Oh,
over
God.
by the Hickmans.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's kind of sad.
I never went the big fishing like you, big fella.
What about you, Kojay? You fish?
Yeah, but I caught something small in that lake about this big.
Nice.
My cousin does a lot of fishing. We used to do it by the ocean side.
Nice. The biggest freshwater fish I caught was around 30 some inches. It was a muskie. But always the biggest stuff that I caught was in Florida. I remember I was fishing off of.
Okay, our next poll has begun. Let's end this debate. Did Quint hook the shark? Yes. Humble that college boy. No. Wait, where'd it go? Or no, but it's definitely a gamer.
Huh. Yeah, no, saltwater fishing wise, when we fished off of the bridge, or the old pass, I caught a pretty big stingray once.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. I started reeling it up. I was like, nope, not today. Cut the line, let her go.
Nice shot.
I've caught some pretty nice sized snook. Some sharks. My buddy would be pulling off lemon heads right off the beachfront, which was pretty wild. Next time I'm in Florida, though, I'm doing some deep sea trips. That's for sure.
Stop playing with yourself, Hooper.
Oh, yes. I was just about to say. Blue Marlin. I do want to do some Marlin runs.
Go ahead. There he is.
Barracudas are so cool, man.
The moment he saw it, when you least expected it.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
Shut off that engine. Went fishing, caught a goat. A code.
When fishing on a gold. I like that.
It's a Meg.
That is not.
Well, that's interesting, Fred Alien, because I think that should be the next poll question. Do megalodons still exist?
You're still on that.
Still on what, Trey?
I know giant squid and octopus do.
So Super Bro still gives me crap about a Shark Week that happened. I think like 2017, maybe 26. Maybe it was 2014. I don't know. Like 10 years ago at least. And they did this whole mockumentary thing where it was like the megalodon exists, and it was like this documentary thing that would suggest that these people were investigating and a shark attack that happened, and what they discover is actually it's a meg. And I was so convinced it was real because of how it was handled. I was like, oh my god, the meg is alive. I knew it. I'm so happy. I'm a dinosaur fan. We got a dinosaur shark out there. At the very end, there rolls the credits. This is all fiction. I still watch it though. I did purchase it on Fandango. I watch it every Shark Week. I think it's a great movie now. You know?
Hell yeah! It's crazy how shark movies are like a subgenre of these monster movies. You know?
Yeah.
Because of Jaws. There's so many shark movies that do this or have a little spin on it, like Punch the Sharks or like the Meg, Sharknado. I still like Sharktopus better. That was over the top great.
He's coming. I think I still would have gone for the shot, wouldn't any of you? A harpoon to the head is better than having it with a barrel, you know? Corey, would you have taken the shot?
100%.
No, you should have tied on earlier and just turn on when it's ready. I'm getting mad at Hooper right here.
Oh, such good music. John, you're the GOAT.
It's very hopeful. It's like, oh, we got him. He's playing by our
That's what,
rules
like,
now.
thinking that's like kind of a sense of adventure, you know, like it's one of the oldest professions of fishing, you know, old man in the sea.
How you spike the camera? Nice shot. Wow, look at that. That clarinet always gives me like Star Wars vibes, though. Stop spiking the camera. I don't like that. He more really wants that bigger boat.
I don't blame him. He saw the 25-foot shark and he was like, screw this.
That's a great shot with the sunset and his silhouette. And he's like, nope, we gotta get him.
All right, guys, I'll give you one more minute to vote on that Jaws poll. Let's end the debate between Quint and Hooper. Did he hook the shark?
Did he what?
Did he hook the shark?
Oh yeah, that one. Oh, they're getting closer as friends. See? After a few drinks, they show something else to each other.
Grogu's like, Megalodon would be really cool to see. There's one that fights Jason Statham, in 2 films.
Two
Terrible
films.
CGI shark movie called CGI Shark. Did any of you guys ever see a silly horror movie called Santa Shark? I regrettably have. I didn't finish it. I stopped it was one of those like I just
Santa
have to.
Jaws.
Yeah, I just had to know what it was, and I watched the first like 30 minutes. I was like, that was enough for me. That's 30 minutes I'm not getting back. Mama mistake. The Santa Jaws. Yeah, Santa Jaws. That's right. It is my favorite scene. Yeah, this scene is so powerful. I did release a YouTube short about the behind the scenes story of how it came to be. And after this great scene, Super Bro and I will talk about a little cool story for you guys as well. Kevin Smith is working on making Moose Jaws. Sounds about right. As long as Jay and Silent Bob are in it, I'm in. It's an elephant. Hey, the Dragon Trainer.
Yo.
It's good to see you, dude. Yeah, it's a long time no see.
You posted a short about this, Trey.
I did. I literally just spoke on that. Yeah, it's a cool short. Definitely take the time to watch it. It's almost 3 minutes long, but it tells you how this scene went down. How it happened.
I'm talking like those eyes.
That's crazy. The British, they were doing a lot of business and trade in India, and they had a lot of workers they hired from India, but they had to stay in tents at night when they had to do mining and whatever. But lions would abduct men in the night, and everyone stayed quiet because they made noise. They were afraid that a lion would get them. So over time, lions were eating a man a night from that camp. And lions are crazy because they specifically go for the throat to stop movement. And if you're a smaller creature, they go for the back of the neck, the spine, to stop them from moving. That's the first thing they go for.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's such
Mission. Sorry, go on.
That's a powerful scene.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Dre and Sharon. It's been a while, man. Jaws versus Dino Shark. Yeah. Jaws. Oh, well, Your Lady of Spain. Show me
They're like, we need to get this guy an 8-track.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink of an hour ago, then they got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, I never see your phone.
Did you ever watch USS Indianapolis, Trey?
I have, yeah. I do watch that movie. Yeah.
Is it good or? I wish Steven Spielberg did one.
That was the original plan. He wanted the next Jaws movie. To him, the clear story was to go back and do the U.S. Indianapolis, but the studio didn't want to wait for him. I think he was busy doing something else. And
you know
they
what,
came
Trey?
up with a second version.
That needs to be a campaign in itself. We need Steven Spielberg to make the USS Indianapolis. And I know Men of Courage was there, and it had what's his face, Nicolas Cage as the main captain. Sure, well, was it any good, Trey, or was it trash?
It's okay. There's elements that are awesome and wonderful about it. You can tell it kind of suffers from being low budget. It wasn't quite given the
Sharknado vibes.
No, not Sharknado, but it's definitely better than, like, between Sharknado and Meg, kind of thing going on.
What's your favorite fish sandwich?
Have you ever eaten a fish sandwich? No.
Well, not like a fish hamburger or salmon hand sandwich or tuna sandwich.
Man, I love me some grouper sandwich, some fried grouper sandwich.
Okay, I'm going to end this poll. So if you haven't voted on our poll, you got 1 more minute. Let's end the debate. Did Quint hook the shark on his fishing line, or was Quint right? It was just some gamer, maybe a stingray or a moray eel.
He got it.
Is that a shooting star in the background? You saw that?
Oh,
Yep.
It might have been. Yep.
It looked very deliberate too, by the way.
Steven Spielberg has always said that he regretted kind of stepping away from Jaws because he obviously wasn't happy with what they did with the sequels.
Which ones particular? All of them?
I mean, if he probably had to say which ones bugged him the most, he'd probably say 3 and 4. But
that makes sense because 3 he kind of redid as Jurassic Park.
Right, yeah. I mean, he didn't really have any involvement with any of them other than the first movie. And I think that's why he took really a kind of a captain, steering the ship of franchises like Jurassic Park. He really he didn't want Universal.
You didn't want to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
But
and in a way, there was moments, right, where people who thought Jurassic Park 3 kind of went to a weird, wacky place. But I still love it.
But here's the thing, though, too, Trey.
I thought 2 did a little bit.
We're living in a world right now where we're constantly remaking and recreating old movies or doing sequels and such like that. I say now is the perfect time to make Jaws Indianapolis and get it going. Like let's like when's the last time we had a good shark movie? You would probably say Shallows. The Paris one by Hulu. Was that Hulu that did that one, or was that
Under Paris?
Yeah, Under Paris.
That was a foreign film, right? That was a French one.
Well, that was Hulu. Was it Hulu that did that one?
Netflix.
I can't remember. Netflix. That's right.
That was like Netflix France that did it, right?
But like it has like in a world that everything's compared to Jaws, like let's give it Steven Spielberg another run at it.
Okay, closing the poll in 5,
I'm done
4, 3, 2, 1, end. Oh my God. Guys, the answer to this poll was 1 vote. The deciding factor was 1 vote. That's how close it was. Let's end the debate of all debates between Quint and Hooper. Did Quint hook the shark on the fishing line? From 29 votes, 48% said no. And then 51, technically 52, said
shoot.
Yes. Humble the college boy.
Let's go. Farewell and adieu to my wee Spanish lady.
More of the pretty music.
Hold your cars.
Yeah, be on that fast fish.
Oracle's Clock Tower says, I think Steven Spielberg said shooting stars were real. That's awesome.
Oh,
I thought I heard something like that too, but someone was
Nice.
saying they were UFOs, which is kind of wild.
They're definitely UFOs.
Oh.
You know,
Definitely UFOs.
it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
maybe it was E.T. ship.
E.T. Ba, ba, da, 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 da.
It's all in the same universe.
The Meg.
You know, I applaud you, Brody. You thought a 357 was going to do something nice. I respect that.
I mean,
Jason Statham.
That's the joke.
if
That's
it's Jaws with Jason Statham, I'd say Jaws. Jason.
Thank you,
Statham
Oracle.
gets
She
me in
says,
there.
remember to hit that like and subscribe to the Bat Channel. Appreciate you.
Love a lot of things.
And what a great way. See, this is like one of those things that we were talking about with being adaptable to the situations when the shark wasn't working. Well, okay, how do you create the presence of the shark there? Well, use these yellow barrels, you know, and it just adds a really awesome element to this film. Yes, you don't get to see the shark, you know, more than probably 10 minutes, but it adds to that layer of mysteriousness, tension. You don't know what exactly the shark is going to do. It's brilliant. it was a great way to pivot from a unfortunate situation and just go crazy with it.
Because then again, puts you in that situation because there's so many times the camera sees from the shark's perspective when it actually we're seeing it more from the human's perspective, which makes it scarier. I think
Yeah.
And also, you can tell some scenes they're just kind of pulling or pushing the shark to create an effect. That's kind of cool too. This tripped me out. It's like, dang. Oh, he learned his lesson. He's like, don't blow, don't blow.
Ooh.
Oh,
It tells you where we're at watching in the film. Jaws.
right here. I don't know if you can see the screen. This is where we are in the movie a bit.
That's epic, Wolf Creed. Another bad shark movie, Ghost Shark. Some guy gets in through a toilet.
See, and that's the funny part is, some people have made parodies of it, obviously with Shark Tornado, but really no one has been able to capture the same type of greatness or cinematic achievement as Jaws.
That was a juggle with creativity and capability,
No. We. Better be a good joke, Dragon Trainer. I want to hear it. 3 bears, too many.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Quietness. Jaws is strong, yo. Taking on a lot of water. Oh, damn.
Wolf Creed. So I've been wondering about your logo. So I know obviously it's the Mythosaur, but when I saw the 117, the Halo reference, are we talking Sierra 117? Just gotta know.
Godzilla would eat him.
Jaws versus Godzilla. It's not a joke.
I mean, Jaws would be like a sardine topping for Godzilla.
Jaws versus. It's not a joke. It should happen.
All right.
That's an interesting thought,
Trader
Chemical.
Dragon Trader 300 says, "What did the shark get when he traveled to the Arctic Ocean?" A frostbite.
A frostbite. Aye.
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
You get it. It was a cool joke.
What killed him?
Due to
His
your
pride?
fair Spanish
The fact that he
lady.
wanted to kill this thing so bad that he.
Well, it's
hates
also
it so
I
much.
kind of like this idea that in a way, you know, he's hunted sharks for what they've done to him. They've haunted him. They conquered his past in the U.S. Indianapolis. So he's made a point to punish them, to hunt them down.
It's a very. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, it's a very classic personal vendetta and journey and quest. Like you would see Ahab and Moby Dick. That is also playing a part here because that is also a whale hunter and so forth with this guy and that. So that's a beautiful nod to some stories similar told before, you know, with this character. Because to them, it's not just hunting; it's a like a spiritual quest, and kind of like a goal too, to heal wounds of the past.
Spain.
Ah, too much water in the boat gets me nervous. They're all still focused on the shark. Oh, the life rafts. That gives me heebie-jeebies, bros. It's like the shark is slowly winning. He's getting more into the boat with all that water. Did you have to break the radio?
Right. Well, it's also great because it's just like this shark has defied everything that they know. It just has left them stumped, and they can't believe that this fish is like beating them. It's just once again, like I'm always impressed when directors can say so much with no dialogue.
Nice segue. Trey, it's your cage, your dream.
It's my dream. Not quite like that. See,
yeah,
it was a bad time to like show Sarah this movie and be like, I want to do this one day, and then see what happens. And Sarah's like, no. Where do sharks go on vacation? Hinman. Nice. Chemical says Godzilla's radiation evolves Jaws into a megalodon, pure underwater fight movie. It could work. It'd be interesting. I don't know. I still feel like Godzilla wins that though. It's an easy win. Doesn't want to let the shark win. Yeah, he's hellbent. It's that Moby Dick story, like Kojay was saying. Okay, cool. I thought so. Wolf Creed. All good references, my man. I need a weapon.
Wolves are great. They're fascinating creatures. Very loyal, very emotional too. Like they feel for each other when one, is killed or dies. Like if we could understand them when we howl at the moon, I wonder what we could really learn from them,
Yeah.
But dogs are also, I mean, wolves are also dogs. They experience and see the world 3 times faster than we do. They also hear it that way. Oh, Dragon Trainer, I like that in his recent thing. There's like nice sharks we can hang out with.
In the Bahamas, there are nurse sharks. They are friendly to humans, and you can actually swim with them. I mean, some people have swum with great white sharks too. I can't remember. I think her name is Ramsey, something like that.
I think one of the tricks is that they feed them first. They don't need to eat, you know, and then they don't care.
Yeah. Oof.
And shark and Jaws is smart. Look how fluid that moved. That's so good for the 70s. Didn't do it too hard. It was just very natural. Also, sharks, they don't move a lot, you know. So that was very, very, very smooth.
This part I still don't understand. Why would you keep your hands out?
Yeah, dude, you just need the thing to go out.
Right? Just little
and then this guy is going to be clumsy. You know what I'm saying? He's going to freak out too much and drop shit.
Shark just wanted a hug, you know.
He's like, oh no, you look in peril. Let me help you get out of that cage. Whoa. Yeah, get the tank out first. And you're like, oh no, where is it?
Oof.
Is he barefoot? Dang, that looks so good. I love that scene. Just with the ooh.
It's giving way.
They did a good job with that movement for it, man. Ah, the crickety, everything.
Alligators eat man.
Oh,
woman
dang.
inherits the earth. I totally missed it. Did anyone happen to see if what fins the shark had? The like over by the tail, if like we can figure out what the male or female?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Can't go back.
Maybe
I'm
after
really
the watch
thinking
party.
the entire time, like, oh, when we get the B roll, maybe we'll be able to. Maybe we can see it here. No.
No, we can go back after the show. Pause
Maybe.
it.
Or if anyone in the chat saw it, let us. Yeah.
Dang, the boat. Oh my gosh, this is the scary nervous part. No.
Oh.
Damn.
No, quit. No. No chance he can return in Jaws 2? No.
As poop?
Hmm? Oh.
There you go, baby.
There's a shark called the short fin mako shark, and they can swim 46 miles per hour. Wow. Ugh,
Yeah, there's
that'd
some
be
fast
freaky.
ones out there. They don't all swim at the same
Oh, see,
speed.
there we go. Wolf Creed coming in hot, man. I appreciate it. I'm seeing
Yay!
class on that shark. It's a boy. Okay, well, there you go. Now we have
Bruce is a
scientific
dude.
Right.
People worked on this movie was like, we thought this through at least. So the guy who has no experience being a shark hunter has to master it right now, otherwise it's over.
Ooh.
The thing's still stuck in his mouth.
Quint is mean drunk, is on a vendetta. Can't stop / reason with him. I agree. Originally, Quint's death was going to be like Captain Obby's death from Moby Dick.
Okay.
Ahab.
Oh, yeah, Ahab, yeah.
No, I like it. You gave it a good Middle Eastern Indian sound.
Hobby.
Hobby. There you go, baby. That one shot.
Oh! Mm. God, it still hits.
It's a very Death Star one shot destroys it all kind of deal. Before Star Wars. Fatality.
He's probably okay still, right?
Jaws 2? Impossible. They wouldn't make one.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm. I really loved seeing him in that show, Sequest. That was a gem. That was a cool show. What'd I miss?
Now we just need LL Cool J.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now
Bring
we
me some sushi.
need LL Cool J. Now we need LL Cool J. Is that a glitch? Oh, I don't know.
He's all in the shark's
We
blood
need
right now.
we just need LL Cool J to be like, bring me some sushi.
Bring me some sushi.
Perfect. What the heck? We figured it out, Nine Lives. We knew what you're talking about.
We got you, girl.
No, we just need LL Cool J. Now we just need LL Cool J. Now we just need LL Cool J.
It's very
Like,
dramatic.
Bring me some sushi. Maybe it was rapping. Now we just
Was that
need
Land in
LL
the
Cool J. Now we just need
like a
LL
shark's
Cool
fin.
J. Now we just need LL Cool J to bring me some, to be like, bring me some sushi. Double the E, double the Z, double the flavor.
What?
What? That's great.
S to the B to the C.
And that's where it goes. I love this movie still.
It's so good. It's so
still,
good.
Right?
It's so good.
It just hits on every level that, like, no wonder why it's time, like 50 years from now, when it hits its 100th anniversary, this film is still going to slap. No matter how good technology gets, or if they ever decide to do a Jaws sequel or a remake.
Oh, it was live footage on some of the shots.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that was like.
That's
sorry,
why I was like, "This is so good."
No, yeah, that one was live footage that they got
when they're wrestling with the thing. Yeah.
But it's just one of those movies where, like, everything, for as much troubles as they went through trying to get this movie completed.
Yeah.
Brilliant, man. Brilliance. So good.
Again, because to make it happen, you have to be on the ocean. You have to be there. It's, the photography, bringing the people into that situation feels real because you really had to set it up.
Yeah.
There's nothing like really fake about it, in a way.
So normally I give Rotten Tomatoes crap.
I always give them crap
because the critic score is just, I never listen to it. But here, this is maybe the first time where I really give the audience some crap. 90%? That's what the audience score is? The critics give it a 97%, but you give it a 90? These kids.
Maybe Gunts or something. Spamming.
Whale sharks can live up to 80. Oh, I didn't know that. Whale sharks are cool though. I do dig them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the roar growl noise you hear as the shark goes down.
I guess
that's the same sound Spielberg used in Duel, a movie about. Oh yes, I did know that. Yeah, there's a cool little hint. Sorry, go ahead, Super Bro.
I guess what do you do to this movie to make it better?
You don't.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, because I think if you're just like, well, the shark isn't perfect, in some places, but to me, it's like,
where
you do have to account some of the technical things. If there's some things that, like, you can see, like the shark has like a clear kind of like cheekbone kind of thing. There are certain things that happen where you kind of go like, okay, I can tell there's a bit of a mechanical thing going on here.
But honestly, from nowadays, yeah, sure, we see like, oh, that looks like a really real shark. But you got to remember when this film was made.
Exactly. That's why I say you do have to take into account when it was made, and it was what they were able to achieve was mind blowing. It's revolutionary. I mean, it's why a lot of movies haven't really tried to reduplicate it because it was difficult, and it's difficult now. When Deep Blue Sea came out and did it, they really revolutionized shark animatronics again. But you see nowadays, it's to them that's still difficult. They rather do the CGI route.
Yes. Are we going to rate this movie, Trey?
I mean, we can, but I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Well, and I agree with you, and that's why I have to say, like, if this is a movie that is, you rate all other shark movies too, if this is the movie that people constantly say it's not as good, it's not as good as Jaws, or a movie that had true political movements as far as killing of sharks and protecting sharks and fear of going to beaches after this. Like, this was it's not just a cult classic. This movie had an impact on history as well. This scared people from going
real
into
life
the
culture.
ocean, on real life culture. This movie, fiction movie, had such an impact on everything. Everybody talks about it. This is in some ways the gold standard of shark movies. So in the grand scheme of things, if this is, I don't give out perfect scores often, but to me, you know, I don't see how you don't give this a perfect score. So 10. You know, like
Corey's just doing that to be a dick towards me because he knows.
no.
I feel you there too because I'm like 9.9, 10. I'm debating.
But like I guess here's the thing. Like, okay, cool. The movie, like, sure, could they do it where the shark looks a little bit more real to you? Sure, they could. But does the shark not looking as real? Like, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, Trey, like you look at how the movie industry is and how you know, movies today, you know, CGI, like we talked about, and everything like that. The shots were perfect in this. Sure, the shark is not going to look as real. Technology wasn't as great as what we have today. Yeah. So, if people see Shallows, if people see Under Paris and everything like that, and they still say, well, we're comparing it to Jaws. This is the movie in its category. So you have to give props where props is due.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely. I think your argument is absolutely fair because I mean, we were just talking about it, Corey, before you came on. That like to this day, people are still referencing this film. They still use it as an inspiration. Like Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla Minus
years
One.
Ago.
You know that the whole scene when Godzilla's chasing the boat, it's full on Jaws. And it works, you know, like to this day, that element, that storytelling, that type of cinematography even is just, it's still impactful and audiences are still amazed by it. Honestly, you can give it credit for why Shark Week is as big as it is, you know, because people are just fascinated. They're terrified, but they're fascinated with those creatures of the ocean and they love it. And yeah, like DC Talk said, you know, the Meg is clearly pulls a lot from Jaws. I mean, I don't think there's a single shark movie that doesn't try to take some type of inspiration or, I mean, it's why a lot of shark movies, who's the big bad shark? Why does the big bad shark always look like a great white? It's because of this movie. You know, when we know, you know, statistically that it's actually like bull sharks that cause
nobody cares about you bull sharks or tiger sharks or whatever.
It's all about the great white.
Maybe that's why they're angry and they're more aggressive. They're like, hey, we want that credit.
Really, that is everybody's favorite shark. That's a great point, Trey. Everybody's favorite shark is the great white. Thank you, Jaws. It changed what people love about sharks. I don't care about no hammerheads. I don't care about no bull sharks. I don't care about no tiger sharks. Lemon heads, whatever you want to call it. All I want to see when it's Shark Week is Jaws. I want to see some great white shark action.
That's fair.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Tell me I'm wrong. There's some other sharks that are really, really cool out there, Corey. Like the Baskin shark. The land shark is my favorite. Land shark. Kojay, if you had to score Jaws, what would you?
I'll go 9.9 just to be safe.
Okay.
Because I can't decide.
I think that's fair. I mean, it's anything above a 9.5 as long as it's in the masterpiece category.
What did you say it again? What score did he give it again?
Me?
Yeah.
It's the same score as I gave Jurassic Park, which to me is another perfect film. It's a 9.9. It's an endless
You're
9.
Such
What's the point 0.0001 for?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is it your rule holding you back?
Yeah,
or did you see something? I'm curious.
That's what I hate.
You got to tell us something. Because if it's one little thing, it has to be
just man up and say 10.
One little thing.
Well, no, there is one little thing. Like, you know what? I love Quint. I wish Quint didn't die. No, just kidding. It's important that he dies. I mean, if I really wanted to like nitpick it, I could probably find a couple of things. Well, you know what it is? One part that ruins it, that kid who just won't stop looking at the camera. Takes me right out of it. It's
no. My reason, I think it should be like 15 minutes longer. I think they had some breathing room to give it a little bit longer.
That's a fair. I would be I mean, in some cases,
like it feels so exciting and good, fast paced. you could have stretched it out a little bit and do some more story. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes longer. You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's not because the movie's too short. It feels like 70 minutes.
I mean, there's parts of me that wonders what it would be like if we got some of those scenes that the studio said went a little too hard. Yeah, I mean, not that everything needs to be super gory, and this movie definitely takes it up a notch in terms of how gory stuff can get
for PG film.
But it's just one of those movies that, like, you know, we've said it a million times that it's so iconic. It redefined cinema. It created the language of being what a blockbuster is, and for a film that no one was expecting to be a blockbuster. The studio did not expect it. Like we were talking about earlier, they were selling off things before the movie came out. And then to their surprise, oh shit, we need to buy everything back that we just sold off because we want to have the merch. You know, we want to have the memorabilia at our studio because they used the Orca for a little bit at Universal Studios Hollywood, part of their tour until they eventually sold it again. But you know, it's one of those scenes where this movie is just so iconic and so legendary. It's a cult classic, like some people said. It's a great definition of like when something doesn't seem like it'll work, when something constantly goes wrong, that you just like push through it and you get this movie. You know, by all means, Steven Spielberg has said how terrible this movie was to make. The actors, the trio, that whole Broadway show is about how their relationship was kind of not the greatest. They were constant, especially Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. They were constantly at each other's throats. It got very toxic around them, but in a way that worked for the movie because they had a toxic relationship. So it's just one of those things where all the things that say it shouldn't work, it does work. And it's one of those, like, maybe it's a beautiful accident. I don't know. But it is the closest thing you can get to a perfect film, for sure. What's the rest of the crowd saying, Corbra?
Yeah, Trey, the rest of the crowd, Kojay Crazy Craig Rowan kicked us off with a 9.950. 9.9 from Dark Jurassic. A 10 from Dark Star Killer Unleashed. 10 out of 10 from DC Talk 82. A 12 out of 10 from Clever Girl 86. 9 from King Donkey Kong. Oh, he said, and then he added 0.999999999. Let's see here. A Batman Who Laughs says 9.8. Oracle's Clock Tower. I agree with you, Oracle. I'm not a scary movie person as well. And she said I would give this a 9.9. Red Hooded Outlaw says it's a perfect 10. Trevor H says a 9.95. DC Talk A2 1010. Beyond the Night says sorry Trey, it's perfect. He scores it a 10. The Butler says 9.99 masterpiece. Terry Kelly says 9.99999999999. Joker's Wild says 9.8 out of 10. Red Robin says 10. Pride Alien 100 out of 10. It's perfect. Perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect.
Love it. Trey,
I mean,
this has to probably be from a battalion standpoint one of the highest rated.
We'll have to see what Jurassic Park was, but yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think a lot of people do, and that is the general consensus. Like the fact that, and this is where I get at, that amazes me. I don't think you make a movie, you hope you get a great product, you hope you tell a great story, and that people vibe with it or resonate with it. I don't think any director kind of looks and says, I'm making something that 50 years from now, when generations don't understand the craziness that went through it, and generations who might not even understand that the technical aspect of, you know, some of the limitations they had, and yet audiences today can look back at this movie and say, 50 years, still a masterpiece, and stand up and applaud it. And it still have all of, I mean, the amount of themes that is happening about Jaws 50th anniversary, people going to Martha Vineyard to do all the celebrations there. You know, when any of the actors like Richard Dreyfuss shows us up at a con, people line up to go see him. It just shows this film still slaps in every way. And it is one of the greatest films ever made. It would be not just on Steven Spielberg's Mount Rushmore, but it belongs on cinema Mount Rushmore of one of the greatest films ever made. And that, I think, is super cool. You know, it warms my heart. It warms my heart that all you guys. Now, here's a question I do have for the chat, and maybe I'll make a poll out of it. But I want your guys' thoughts because of that Jaws is still as popular as ever, right? Do you, and the way Hollywood is, does Universal take a chance? Does Universal say, hey, maybe let's do another?
I told you already. And we started the campaign, buddy.
I know we started the campaign, but do you make a sequel? Do you make a remake? Do
No,
you do
Jaws
the
in USS Indianapolis.
Just Indianapolis. We're just saying that. No time even making the poll. And I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think it's worth making a poll because I agree. The U.S. Indianapolis story is the prequel. Quint story is what needs to happen,
and that's how you do it justice. You have Steven Spielberg get it, you know, because you know Quint's way too old. You know, it was going to have to be a young recast character for that, anyways. And what better time to do it now with it? And I think they need to make it using a lot of practical on scene. And give that same Jaws vibes. And honestly, I think you maybe bring back some of the sharks animatronics as well.
Oh, you have.
I think you try. I don't think you play around with CGI. You know, I think you try to go as animatronic as possible because that's what you try to recreate the things that made this movie successful compared to what.
Like
doesn't succeed,
especially when you tell me, Trey, that they had with your short that they had 10 pages for the dialogue for this, and he narrowed it down to 5. So clearly, this is a story that's worth being told and worth sharing. So it needs to be done justice by a Steven Spielberg level of quality for the movie. So yeah, I like if anybody thinks we're wrong, put in the chat right now and Trey make that poll. But I think everybody's going to agree with that.
Yeah, no, I think so. To me, it's the easy story to do. I mean, it's not easy in terms of what it would take to make a film like that. Because when you do, Corey, if you ever do watch the U.S. Indianapolis, and the story that I was going to tell you guys is Corey actually got to meet someone who was on the U.S. Indianapolis and told their story. And Corey, would you say Quint's story feels very authentic to the experience that the gentleman that you heard his speech?
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, that was an incredible experience. And you know what, Trey? I think we have either the footage from that or the recording from it. We'll have to I'll try to see if I could do some digging. Because if we still have that recording, maybe
I had ideas about using that.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know where it is?
I do know where it's at. Yeah, okay, Dad's told me where it's at.
Okay, so honestly, Trey, we probably should, talk to Dad and see if there's any issues with us posting it. It's a great documentary. It's worth the story, and honestly, it's a story that people don't really know about because of what happened there. Like we were there, we were going so undercover, so quiet because of what was coming, what we were about to do in Japan, that people forgot that the U.S. Indianapolis was out there.
Well, not only that, a lot of the military, when there was a distress signal sent, they were confused and like it must be a prank or a trick.
Yeah.
To have us come out there and the Japanese be waiting for us. There was a lot of confusion of why. Okay, we got a distress call from a ship that is nowhere near that area, so it's quite intense. And there was a lot of government. There was a lot of government mishaps and mistakes that were made that they try to cover up themselves and also try to create scapegoats, so that they could save some of their political careers. There's so much to that story. There's so much to that story that is just so incredible. And you can understand why Quint is very bitter, why he is very much against, the mayor, the town people. He's seen the worst of mankind, and yet he was the one, he was part of the crew that saved us in World War II. Obviously, something very horrible on both sides, but it's one of those things where it's such an insane story that when you hear that story that Quint gives, it's very much coming from a real place. It's not fiction. It's a very true story that those guys didn't get over. Most of them still suffered from the PTSD of being in that water with those sharks and seeing your friends, be taken one by one. So it's and you get chills and goosebumps just thinking about it, because it's like, that's for the first time I feel like mankind always has the saying of like nature where we can control it. We can, we're on top, we're the top of the food chain, and then all of a sudden there's no more humbling experience than to be not in your environment and be in someone else's environment. And in this case, something that can definitely eat you. You'll learn quickly that you're not top of the food chain.
Trey. July 30th, 2025 is 80 years since the USS Indianapolis sank. Let's talk more.
Okay, we'll talk more. We'll definitely do that. We might have a cool little special for you guys. But in the meantime, I'm going to be busy, obviously moving, so we'll do our best to push out content, but bear with me. Have some patience. But you know who is doing some cool-ass content?
Who?
Our boy Kojay.
Oh, with you guys. Yeah, we got some stuff going on. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, hey. So Trevor H and Beyond the Night, they were there today for the premiere of our new episode, co-watch party of Super Sentai. It's somewhere here. It's a great show. Every Friday, we picked the time finally. Every Friday at 3:30 p.m. Unless something comes up, I'll let you know. But you could watch Super Sentai with us. I provide links to how you could acquire it, links how you could watch it for free 99 and all that good stuff. Thanks to YouTube's region stuff. Only if your region permits. But yeah, I explain everything. You watch Super Sentai, you watch us, watch it with you, watch our reactions, and we have our moments. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time. Also, tomorrow, I have a co-watch party with a Netflix original movie. It came out today. I can't see it. I got a lot of homework tonight to do. I have to go into work tomorrow. A whole long story. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's what we're aiming for. We'll be watching K-pop Demon Hunters. It looks great. It's got a lot of stuff I like. K-pop, anime, and tokusatsu, because all the fighting demons as a team. It looks great. It's done by an animation house that did Into the Spider-Verse. It looks awesome. I haven't seen it yet. I'm saving it for tomorrow, so be here on my channel and check us out every Friday on my channel for the Super Sentai with the Bat channel, which I hope you like and subscribe to these guys. Get them to 10,000 subscribers. Get me to 1,000. And it's a lot of fun, and I'm always putting out my stuff. I'm still working on my podcast. I'm doing that, and also my vlog is coming along pretty nice. I've never did it before, so that's going to be cool. You get a little step into my world, my craziness or whatever. And yeah, a lot of stuff and good. Mine is a variety channel. It's all me. If you like me and like what I do or are curious, I provide a lot. And I'm very grateful for the Bat channel for having me here. You guys have been good brothers and friends to me. I love you guys and the whole battalion. This is a great time, and I love this movie. This is great.
Hey, man, it's always
Much
good
love.
having you on because
Mm.
we just always have a blast with the battalion and Kojay. And seriously, if you have not checked out Kojay's channel and watching them Super Sentai, I rewatched a little bit this morning, when he played the watch party, and I was having so much fun rewatching it again.
Dude, I am too. It has so much replay value, this series. Oh my gosh, it's great.
It's also just funny because there is something, and we've kind of hinted at it. There is something that happens in this watch party that Corey and I, we were going to break apart. There's no longer going to be no Bat Channel, no Super Bro Corey. We're going to do our own thing because Kojay almost broke us up, because something happens in the show that created such a debate. I don't know if we could ever come back from it, but
it was like as the world turns.
Yeah, a little like saxophone playing out in the background, just careless whispers. Yeah.
Before we end tonight,
yes, Chief.
Should we take one more trip on the last ride?
I think you guys should see what the Jaws ride was like. This ride was so much fun. Corey, can you pull that up for us? Yes, the Jaws ride, man. So many fun memories. Obviously, scary memories, haunting memories. This ride was just a complete total blast. So, without further ado, Corey, how long is this video? Out of curiosity, because I don't want
5 minutes, and we're gonna go for the ride, Trey.
Well, make sure you don't show it too, because I don't want to steal this person's. I want if you
maybe
we'll
the Jaws
in the chat so that way you can watch his video, but we'll show a little bit of it.
All right.
And that shark that you saw out in the beginning, that was the very shark that I was telling you guys about during the tiger shark scene.
So this is
in
the
4K?
ride. Oh, maybe. This
If
is
you
the
go
ride
to
that I
1080 or
watched.
720, it might go faster or smoother.
Because we're the only Cinderboat crews out here on the island. My name is Ashton, and I'll be your skipper today.
Ours wasn't like this.
I haven't seen this one, Trey, actually.
Might be a little bit, yes. And the great part is, because Universal on some of these rides, your skipper was a different actor every time, so each person had their own way of performing it. And sometimes you get someone really, really good who got really into it, really got the crowd going.
I need to do that, but I might go too far with my humor.
No, I think some of that is the best. Like when you have one that kind of like is over the top and kind of goes a little silly with it, it's sometimes those are the best ones,
Okay, well, looks like one of us is running into just a little bit of trouble. Nothing major, I'm sure. We'll just continue on with our tours. Oh my gosh!
Her reactions are glorious.
I don't see any survivors. Do you guys see anyone?
Shock in the water.
It's a really big shark in his face. The title turns into a face. Face is going all it's underneath the boat.
Use a grenade launcher.
This thing works?
You're telling me this thing's real?
Orca.
Oh yeah, so this person just kept the camera in one specific area, but on both sides the shark would be coming around,
Right. Well, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit. Let me go.
The Conan stunt show was a gem.
I seem to remember watching videos of that, and I remember thinking how cool it was.
It was super cool.
I don't think I ever got to go on it though. I mean, there was a lot of great.
You may have not liked it. There's a part where Tulsa Dune turns into a big snake and comes out.
Nope, no thanks. I'm out. I'm out of 5,000 right there.
There's also a toy from He-Man where it was a set where it was like a cave thing, and there was a sock puppet monster that came along with it to grab your He-Man characters.
Boom. Survivors. I mean, I don't know what a little bit better POV on this one.
Shark! 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 Shark!
Oh, is it gonna follow the food?
Yeah, this skipper does a pretty good job.
What do we do?
Like how he's spinning in a direction doesn't move.
You're telling me this thing's real?
I love that he's not even looking.
Those guys acting it out.
Inside the boathouse until he gets
It went the other way.
Okay?
I just remember this portion like smelling. Like it smelled bad in here. Steamy,
Very, like,
gross.
musty, yeah.
And all the props within the fights they don't clean probably has some grout around it or something. It gets warm.
Yeah, see, now this is the part where if I was on the far right-hand side, when the shark shows up, my father would try to feed me.
Hang on. We're out of here.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Still get the shivers.
Oh, that was good. You did a good job there.
We're gonna be
Shark bait in 10 minutes.
I don't see him. Where is it?
Great
Whoa.
shot, skipper.
We gotta go for it.
This skipper alone caused so much damage to the town. They were never
You scared the fire away.
I can't
Looks like we made it. Hang on, everyone. We should be okay. All right, we're gonna try and get off at this old fishing dock. We'll unload one row at a time. Everyone remain seated. Keep your hands in the boat. Oh, and watch that high voltage barge. I think we can.
Shark! 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 Shark!
Roll. Oh, yeah, see another moment.
Oh. Oh, what did they do to you? That's Jaws 2.
Oh, man.
That's very Jaws 2.
What a day! Brody, are you all right?
Chief, this is Amity 6. Call off the Marines.
We're coming.
It would have been a fun job.
I wanted to work and be the skipper so bad.
Yeah.
We don't need to tell anybody about this accident, do we?
Dude, you would be great.
To tell anyone what happened out there.
No!
This fish episode leaked out that'd be it for Captain Jake and all the other business around here.
Well done,
So
Captain
do it to
Jake,
yourselves.
wherever you are, dude.
After all, we did get him.
Such a great ride.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yes, we did. Once again, my name is Jacob. On behalf of Captain Jake and Universal Studios, thank you for helping me conquer the massive Jaws.
Man,
Thank
so
you,
much
Theme
fun.
Park Review, for playing that. So, has 304 million views.
That just tells you how many people miss that ride. I'm sure it's a ton of people who are like have fond memory. And it was another Jaws thing that did not start without a lot of problems. So it took time for them to develop and a lot of legal troubles even to get the ride to what you saw right there. And it was a great show. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with the Bat Channel with a movie that has filled my life with memories. Some good, some scary, and some just quite adventurous. And I'm glad we could share one of our childhood memories with you guys. So, without further ado, help us out by smashing that like, sharing this video, subscribing to our boy Kojay and to the Bat Channel. And I hit my mic because why not? A shark was about to get me. Guys, you're the best. Thank you for all the people who did super chats like Oracle's Clock Tower, Red Hooded Outlaw, and Trevor H. Did I miss anybody? I think those were our three.
You got Red Outlaw, Trevor H, Oracle Marcos Clocktower, Trevor H, Red Hooded Outlaw. Thank you.
You guys are the best. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to tune in weekly.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel. Bodum. See you later, guys.
Peace.
Deep throat crack.
Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
Tiger shark.
A what?